This program is rated MA. It contains adult themes, coarse language, sexual references, and violence.
All right, what's up, everybody? It's OpenComs. It's Friday. We're all here. The whole crew. We got Drayden, Dirk, Rain, Brisk, LB, and also joining us, we got Raiden from Streamfleet.
Hey.
And then we have all the Eve North people, Jaded, Apo, Ivy. How's it going, you guys?
It's wonderful.
Fantastic.
He stole what I was going to say, damn it. No, amazing.
Nice. And Lazy Bunny's back. He was here last week as well. NC Dot, also a CSM candidate.
Hello.
Why are the initiative guys all over on one side? And...
It's almost
You know why.
like...
It's
I'm
like
not
we're at
this-
war or something.
It's
I
Like
don't
it
like
know.
was planned.
I actually didn't plan that. That's just how... Them's the breaks.
Can you slide me in the middle next time?
Ooh.
Slide right
Just
in.
a tip.
So yeah, I don't know. I can't say we got a whole hell of a lot tonight. We do want to. I had given the folks from, I was going to say the guys, but I'm trying to be gender neutral and kind of how I put things these days. When I'm thinking about it, whatever. We got the folks from Eve North here just because I gave them the option of this week or next week, which would have been right before, and they picked this week. So wanted to come and just sort of like get that kind of hype train going for Eve North up in Toronto, see if we can like scoop a little information out of them. Raiden is also here from Streamfleet for generally kind of the same thing, although I would like to hear some from him about what went on down in Sydney. As we can all see, he's wearing one of those cool shirts from down there that were broken.
How did that? All right, so can I get the story about that from you, right? How did this happen?
I think it was a translation / things just went a bit awry between the guys that were making it and the guys that asked for it to be made, basically.
Yeah,
They were printed
weren't the show-
locally.
But they were
Yeah.
they were printed in Australia, right? I mean, somebody had to figure.
No, I think they were printed elsewhere and shipped.
Oh.
I can't be
That's
100%
not
on that, but yeah.
I had heard they were printed locally, so
The
That's
replacements
what I
were.
had heard.
although I hear a bunch of shit and it's just never true. So
I just think it's awesome.
Thank you, Wolfglen, for
It
the
was
sub.
it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen was Kigali and Bam opening the boxes, holding them up and just going, ooh. It was funny.
hold on a second,
I love it. I love it.
Wolf Glenn. It is good to see you. How long?
Oh, shit.
Right, Drayden? Yeah.
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 What up, Wolf Glenn?
That's back at P&G, right?
No. It's back in
Well,
God,
radio, but...
last year. I don't know the last time I freaking saw him.
Wolf Glenn.
Wow, that's just a name that wow.
Yeah, where'd he go?
Anyway, sorry to cut you guys off, but
It's just, yeah.
dude, I even
Derek,
sent
I
an
want you to
email
talk
and
more
shit.
about being gender neutral because I think the audience really appreciated when you
Yeah.
said that.
I know. Well, it's look. Don't say I don't try. I'm not saying I
And
failed.
by appreciate it, I mean they hated it.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Also, for the record today, because
Happy Pride
Perkins guy was making jokes in the comment, Dirk undocked. I have proof. I was there. It happened.
That's right. People saw it.
He
happened.
played Eve.
I wasn't even out there on
today.
my alt. I rolled I rolled him out, and I'm sitting there going, man, you know what? I think I need to have a little more tank on, blah blah blah, and then Dirk undocked, NC don't. Although Horde was rolling around up there, so you had that.
Horde always undocks, though.
Although, anyways, back to the t-shirt real quick, so we can get on to the other little piece.
Well,
We'll get to the war later.
Is there anything else about the T-shirt besides the fact that somebody actually thought Sydney spelled with an I?
The charity.
It was
thing,
more.
You guys are.
They are actually, or they were auctioned for charity by Kigali, which I think was a great thing to do after the effect. I can't remember who came up with the idea, but mad props to them for doing so.
Was Grey Gal down there?
No, she wasn't.
Somebody was handling the silent auction thing.
Mom Bellicus
Oh,
is
Mom Bellicus.
exactly who came up with that idea.
That's right.
I remember now. It was her.
Yep.
She was
And
there.
yeah, there is now serious competition for best hugs in Eve. I'm just putting that out there. And the cookies were amazing.
Yep, I knew. Yeah, I knew it was somebody. But yeah, I did hear that it was printed locally, which I couldn't understand how somebody. But it's Australia. The printer may have read it wrong and
One of those things.
was drunk and just did his thing and whatever. I'm sure it worked out. It worked out for a good cause in the end.
Yes.
Did everybody get their T-shirts this time?
They did, yes. They actually managed to get all the T-shirts reprinted within a day, and they're exactly the same as these, apart from spelled right.
All right, that's cool.
That's
All right,
impressive.
just some quick short news. There's some quick short news. Since we are here tonight watching this on Twitch, I'm going to throw it out there. If you don't know, because people have been tweeting about it and there's been things out there, if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber and get your free 2-day shipping and all that fun shit, and you are a Twitch Prime subscriber through your free Twitch Prime through Amazon Prime, there is
Which you should be subscribing to Open Comms with, by the way.
Well, you can't actually do that, but you can subscribe to INN.
INN, same difference. We get credit. Go ahead.
Yeah, not really, but
So if you have Amazon Prime, you get the Twitch Prime benefits.
you get you get a
two
free
Twitch
Prime that basically throws a subscription to whatever Twitch site Twitch.
I think you get
thing.
2 Twitch channels you can subscribe to as part
No,
of.
I thought it was one.
It's just one.
Oh,
Just one.
I
It
think
used to
it's
be
just
2.
It's one a month. It's once a month.
One a month,
It
yep.
re-ups a month every month.
But
You gotta
anyways,
redo it.
so you're getting a Sunesis, you are getting a purple Sunesis skin, you are getting 150,000 skill points, and you are getting 15 days of Omega time. So if you have that, certainly if you are a Twitch Prime member now, you should obviously go up there. You'll see it in, I don't know, what the hell is it? It's one of those things at the top. And click that. I also threw a link out there where you can go and check that shit out. But yeah, get your free shit, because free shit's good.
Thank you, Wilhelm.
They're doing it.
See, Wilhelm's a 32-month subscriber. He's probably already got his free stuff too.
The first thing I did was get my free stuff today because I was like, I got to get on that. That took a whole day and a half off of one of my skills I was training.
It was funny because I saw out on Twitter today somebody who I know to be an Eve player, or at least was an Eve player, or something like that. They were talking about how they hate to see, ads for Twitch, ads for Amazon Prime on Amazon Prime because they're an Amazon Prime subscriber. Screw it, I'm gonna go watch something else. Turns on Twitch, gets an Amazon Prime ad. And I'm sitting there going, he goes, that's it, I'm quitting. And I go, don't quit until you get your free shit.
Yeah.
Whatever, I thought it was kind of cool. And you know what? I haven't seen any Eve Online sort of. I would think that this should actually be on the browser because look, there are a bunch of people
That's a
out
good
there
point.
that are, that are Amazon Prime subscribers around the Amazon Prime world, and obviously Twitch Prime subscribers. And maybe just alert them to it in some way. I don't know. Maybe a pop-up in game.
I do know CCP. So a lot of times with Twitch Prime, what the goal is to get new users, because a lot of people have Twitch Prime. They'll have Amazon Prime, they'll have Twitch Prime, and they use it. So a lot of times it's to try and recruit new players, which is probably why they did a Sunesis, because it takes Spaceship Command 1 or whatever the fuck to fly. So it's everyone can literally fly it. And so whereas there are other ways to reward Eve players, so the daily logins or something like what they have called Twitch drops, which CCP doesn't do for Eve. But yeah, so we should hopefully see an influx of potentially new players or potentially people like at least trying out Eve in some way, shape, or form.
The
I would
cool
hope.
thing, the cool thing is though, is you see the marketing for Eve starting to branch out more so than just the odd end, like, you know, online website advertisements. So now it's on. You have the Amazon Prime stuff, and where does it go from here?
Yeah, we've
Well,
been.
I know that I know the community guys were trying to figure out more Twitch integration stuff, and obviously with Streamfleet and the rest of these guys around that are helping to advertise the game, it makes
Yep.
sense to partner with Twitch all the time, and everybody's doing it. So why should we be on the tail end? So I'm happy we're finally getting something, because I get so you're on Twitch Prime, you get these codes and different things for I click on all of them. I take them all, even if it's games I'm not going to play, because you never know. Maybe I'll play it someday and have a bunch of random free shit when I log in.
Now, and I should say this has been running. I believe it runs from the 6th through the 9th, so it runs through on Sunday.
Monday.
I don't know what
No,
time.
no. It goes through till the 9th of July, I believe, isn't it?
Oh, is it the 9th of July?
Was it?
I thought it was June.
June 6th to June.
I thought it
9th,
was
think.
June too.
No, it goes to the 9th. So
Of
2
June.
more days left.
Yeah, of June. Yeah.
Oh, I thought
To
it
the end of the
was all
weekend.
the way
There's
through.
like 2 days left. Yeah. Now, I got no idea if it's like, you know, as of downtime on the 9th or any of that stuff for any of you people who did that
It is
16
9th of
days
July.
thing.
Wait, it is? I thought it was what?
No, it's a month.
Where do you see that?
People
It's right
are
on
giving me-
Twitch. In-game loot, June 6th to July 9th.
Wow, a whole month? That's
Oh.
crazy.
Oh, my
I'm
bad.
amazed.
That's awesome. That's even better.
My
That's
bad.
What?
actually
That's
smart.
crazier,
I
yeah.
can't believe they did it that long.
I know,
It's
right?
useless if you're not clogged in immediately.
Wait a second. Hold
What
on a
happens when
second
you
here.
spell 2
I
months,
had to log
JD?
in 16 out of 18 days.
I knew that was
okay,
going to happen.
Which we knew
I kinda triggered
Drayden
him on
freaking
purpose.
missed.
I missed by 1 day. I know.
Okay, which we knew Drayden missed for the big ass payoff. However, if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber and through Twitch Prime, which you get for free, you got a month and a couple days.
Yeah, but also look at the payouts. Like giving away 1 million skill points is like that's
15 days Omega though?
Yeah, but
15 days Omega.
15. That's
$7.50 right
that's
there,
like
people.
$7, and then 150,000
That's
skill
better than a
points.
kick in the
I
pants
mean-
with a frozen boot, right? True.
What? the
Hey,
fuck?
What the?
Hello, Wolf. Thank you.
You know,
I'm
Well, damn.
thirsty.
I had a shot that I had to pour here, and well, I already have it poured.
God,
and-
why? Thanks, man. What the fuck?
Damn, dude.
You know what? So, you know, I don't give a shit. Wolf Glenn, thank you, thank you, my brother. Now, could you go check to see if I sent you an email like a year ago or something like that? Anyways, thank you for that, and hey, Twitch Prime till July 9th. Wolf Glenn is literally the man. I mean, like he's I can honestly say this. He is one of the people that have given INN even the remotest bit of pause when they sit there, or, you know, and not seeing him in a year. I got to be honest, it's been like thin ice and shit like that at times.
Server's back up, by the way. Also, Wolfman, thank you very much because Life Shifter and the guys can't give us a hard time when you're giving us $250
Well, I mean-
donations. So thank you.
But-
they can, but not as much.
They'll find
Yeah,
a way.
The server's back up. I don't know. I guess we'll see you guys later. And you know, I mean, some of you got to
I
go.
wonder what era did you say it was, Rain? It was whatever took the server down. They just said it was a caching error?
A,
or something?
a
Database, they
error.
said.
Database.
Oh,
We know Drayden and Rain don't have to log in because they're not going to undock anyways.
I'm
That's fine.
logged in
talking
right now.
about?
Are you kidding me?
You guys
Turns
don't have
out,
to. You don't undock. So why would
no,
you?
no,
not
actually-
turns
it's-
out if you go into the Triglavian like center base where their scouts are going, you can warp to these conduits which are anomalies, and you just kill the rats that spawn, and you can get DEDLP, which actually can get you skins and some other cool swag. So like I've been
all
farming
right, all right.
that.
So
shit.
Rain is care bearing, is what you're saying. All right, that's
No,
fine.
I've-
All right.
First of all,
Go
Mr.
crab.
Imperium, you
Keep
can't
crabbing.
talk to me about care bearing.
Go,
No, I
go
log
crab.
in all the time. I haven't logged in a few days because I was on.
I didn't
business
say you
trip
didn't
to
log in. I said
Portland.
you don't undock, Drayden. There's
It's
a difference.
called tactical engagements.
I got to click on that little button up in the right corner. They made it bigger just for you.
Yeah,
Tactical ship
it's nice. I
spinning.
know where it is now.
Yes.
all right. I've got to pour a shot here now because the next thing I want to talk about is something that I think is actually it's actually pretty cool, and I really like a lot of the work that this individual does up at CCP. and I want to I just want to prep for a beverage after this. But today, CCP Barra tweeted out, and I'm sure that she put it out. I'm sorry, CCP Karker.
You just doxed her, dude.
She's got her own freaking name on Twitter. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just get it.
CCP Karker, who is responsible for like all these little things and whatnot, did a little thing today that I think is really kind of a a long time coming. And Drayden, if you can actually throw the image up on the screen, she's got a Garisa's extinguisher here. This stuff is apparently out on Sissy now, where as part of the show info for NPCs in the game, it is now beginning to show the damage profile and the resist profile for these things. Now, look, obviously, this right here being a Garisa's, we know you shoot thermal and kinetic, you shoot kinetic and you defend thermal and kinetic. I still remember that from like back when the Imperium was up in the north and we had Garistas and shit. Like whatever. Long story behind that. Whatever. But what I think is also cool is that out there on Sissy is also the Triglavian stuff, okay? And I don't have an image of that, even though Ashtarothi tweeted it out, and I could probably go find it, but I'm too fucking lazy. And what you see is the difference kind of between some of the old NPCs in the game. So as you can see here, right? Shield and armor, base same resists, all that kind of stuff. Zero resists on structure. These new NPCs, I have no idea when it changed. I know at least the Triglavians, way more like player ships, where it is different from shield to armor to structure and all that. But it at least gives you some idea of kind of what these guys, how these guys are tanking and what it is they're shooting. See, I messed up right there. I said, guys.
So you guys realize the most important thing that this does is it's going to free up so much database space because everybody can take that shit out of their biographies now.
Implying Care Bears read the patch notes and will ever do that.
You can take that out. One of the things, okay, and on the old rats, okay, where it didn't really matter, okay, because you do have this uniformity between shield and armor resist, and then of course nothing for structure. On these newer ones, being that it is different, all of a sudden something like, well, how many hit points do they have in structure? How many hit points do they have in armor and shield? Because that matters when you've got the variation that's going on there as to what is exactly the best kind of damage to be applying to these things, right? And Drayden, I want you to bring up the picture of the spreadsheet that I have. This is back when I lived in the drone regions back in 2011. Went out there and, look, it's still in Excel. Who the hell uses Excel anymore? Google Spreadsheets, baby. All right, but I was trying to figure out why a particular drone battleship spawn was like kicking the shit out of my like heavy tanked, Hulk. And I found out it was the drone ruler because it was like, throwing some explosive out there or whatever. But you see where there's like hit points in there for shield and armor? That actually matters for these now. That doesn't show on this new information. And but whatever. At least now people can look at it and go, okay, look, these are the resists it has, and this is the kind of damage it casts at you. Casts. Fireball.
By the way, right now, I am in a Triglavian minor conduit. Just watched an Osprey die, but I'm helping this Drake and Ishtar shoot these fucking Triglavians.
King Aries, I use Excel for like the actual stuff that I got to use Excel for. I use Google because I just find it to be easier. I find it to be easier to share with other people and collaborate and things like that for Eve stuff. Whatever. I'm gonna do a shot right now to CCP Karker and the rest of the people on the Little Things team, which for all I know is just CCP Karker, but whatever. Because I think this is something that is a long time coming. Like I said, I made this particular spreadsheet back in 2011 when I was trying to figure this shit all out and whatnot. There are websites out there that will also show you this information, not for the newer NPCs that are out there, but certainly for the older ones, for just straight up ratting and whatnot. But shot to Karker. Rain.
You want me to talk about my thing?
No, I want to introduce you. Well, I was hoping somebody
What?
else could have introduced it, but whatever.
Introduced what?
Rain is going to be doing a thing, and we want her to
no.
tell you about it because you know what? Look, there may be people in our community, who could certainly use this. But really, I think it's great that somebody from this show is being asked to become a professor for at least a visiting professor at Eve University. So, Rain, what are you doing?
Dirk, you're really upselling me. So I don't know if you guys know, but Eve Uni likes to invite people in to do like they call it classes, or really just like kind of guest lectures about certain topics within Eve. So I've been invited for the advanced logistics class. So that will be tomorrow. So Saturday, 1800 Eve time. So Eve Uni has a public mumble, but I'll also be streaming it on my channel. So twitch.tv/rain. And it should only be like about an hour long, and there will be plenty of Q&A. So if you want to learn more about what I do, because I sit here and circle jerk about my participation in fleets all the time, which is really fleet logistics. So I get to explain a bit more about that and share with folks to hopefully learn more and to help prove the Logi Wings all over New Eden.
Can you help me kind of like shave the sharp edges off the corners here? But what exactly does logistics look like within PanFam right now?
I think
So
solid.
so like
what are you even using it for?
we use it for all of our fleets, right? So we fly Stukas, so that would be Stukas, which are the bomber wings, which is
the
Curious.
logistics of being dunked.
There you go.
That is true. Last week I did die. I lost my Logi ship. I was super sad.
No,
But then we fly Eagle fleets, which is Basilisks. We fly Munum fleets, which is Scimitars. And like so
There's only so many times you can hit repair ship in a station.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the Logi Wing, we get in, we bolster the numbers, and it improves the bravery setting of the rest of the fleet, hoping that they'll find that button.
So what you're saying is that all you do is make the number in local look scarier.
Yeah.
Boy, tough crowd tonight.
It is. It's a
Yeah,
rough
right?
crowd tonight. It's like,
Look at all the
But
I gotta
Logi
be mean.
haters.
Wait, I haven't had a chance to tease these guys in a week. I gotta give them
exactly. And you know what's really kind of funny is like Rain's talking about logistics, and we're talking about it's kind of like it just sort of goes together, right? The mere fact that we can actually come up with that in the fly is not like a pre-planned skit or anything.
I think I caught half of that. Yeah.
I'm just excited that Dirk actually played the game today. This is the first time I've seen him in game in forever.
So am I. I had
This was great.
Freaking week off, but whatever. Hold on, we're talking about Rain. We're not talking about your
So tune in. So you can either show up on the Eve Uni Mumble, you can show up in my stream. They have an Eve Uni like pub channel. I can probably pull it up. I don't know if you guys want to write it out. Class space parenthesis Eve Uni end parenthesis. So like if folks want to tune in, watch, I'll probably upload the VOD to YouTube at some point. You can sit here and ask me the same questions that I'll probably be answering. But I love Logi. I love flying Logi. I find it a bit more engaging than like F1 monkeying, where you just click a target, shoot it, and that's it.
Yeah, but Logi,
That's
you have to
racist.
think.
You do.
You do.
You 100% do.
You have
do.
F1
Which is-
through
that's why I love it,
F4, and
though.
you have to,
Hold on.
and they're all of different amounts.
You have
and
to follow
choose
the
who gets
broadcast.
what and when.
Here.
Cat chaining.
Even more than that, and I will give you an actual fucking example of this, like since I joined the initiative. Okay, today was literally my first fleet with the initiative. I was actually freaking nervous about it, but even before I was nervous about going out in my first fleet today, only because I don't know their FCs. I don't know how they call things and shit like that, right? Like, I know how to align, which some of them don't. Okay.
Yeah, you had a leg up on some of the schmucks on
Yeah,
the fleet today.
I had a leg up. Okay, I don't understand how they call things. I don't understand how they necessarily say, go thermokinetic. Okay, like I know what thermokinetic means, but that also has other connotations to it as well. So I had to like figure shit like that out. Anyways, all the ships I bought.
By that he means he asked me.
Okay,
They
all
don't
the
even tell you what
and
ammo
then you
is.
got it wrong, and I corrected you. So stop.
Well, yeah, because I
somebody else
wasn't paying
corrected me.
attention. I don't pay attention.
All right, but anyways, I didn't buy any Logi ships for this. You know why? Because that's an entirely different level of trying to understand how this particular group flies Logi. All right, not just anchoring on the FC and shit like that, but like how they actually go about the fine art of Logi. I'm fucking F1 as fuck. All right, anchor in 1,000 or 1,500. What do you want me? I got F1. Oh, you want me to split my guns? Can do it. Okay.
Dirk, you're very beep boop.
Logi, which I actually love to fly, is something you have to get really used to, like how that fleet operates and things like that, right? Because Logi Anchor goes down, somebody else has got to step up. That guy goes down, somebody else has got to step up. That other person goes down, somebody's got to step up. I do not want to be that guy that
Now,
had to step up and like not know how to step up.
In your class, Rain, are you going to be going over just like general, like this is how you do Logi efficiently, or are you going to be going into Logi FC like anchors as well?
So they asked me, so they were like, hey, can you talk about these things? So I'm going to talk about the differences between shield fleets and armor fleets, grid positioning and anchoring, and then cap chain and swaps, which I feel like a lot of people can improve on. And then I threw my piece in of like sort of the ways to step up as a Logi. So instead of being like an F1 monkey, but in Logi terms, how to actually step up as a Logi pilot. So I say, so like my weakness is really Logi anchoring. Like I'm still learning how to improve as a Logi anchor, whereas I'm really strong being a Logi FC. So calling reps, telling folks what to do, kind of communicating with the FC. Yeah. And so, but the thing is like, one way is to like, so if you're like a quote unquote F1 monkey, like you don't really get to see sort of like the background and like what goes on behind a fleet. But if you're a Logi pilot, you can really see like how a specific FC actually affects the fleet. So like the other day I was flying in a Killaby fleet, and granted I'm in Pandemic Legion and Killaby's in NCDOT, but Killaby was communicating like everything he was doing, and he called it out to me. He says, hey, I'm doing this, I'm going this way, we're doing this. Whereas like other FCs, like they don't say anything. Like you have to ask them, you have to prompt them. And so you can like really learn to like different levels of how you respect or like appreciate FCs, because some people don't need that guidance, some people do. I prefer communication, some people don't. Some people think it's too excessive. So stuff like that, like just really like kind of tailors like FC styles to Logi styles.
I don't know. I don't even know what YouTube I just put out there for you, Blazing Bunny, but like it looked like a bunch of ships that were like warping in space and flying off.
It's probably the best Logi montage video I've ever seen.
See.
So, Rain, since this is EVE University, do I need a student loan to be able to participate?
No, you do not need a student loan.
Okay.
Oh my God, you guys have Cotty in here.
Do we have to call you Professor Chocolate?
Somebody out there said, Dirk, I bet you don't fly Logi because you're Logi 4 or something. It's like, look, I'm going to say this. I've had Logi 5, for a very long time. I had it actually before this happened, but I certainly laughed when it did happen. When BC got kicked the fuck out of a fleet because he was trying to be in a Basti with Logi 4.
Oh, that's
and this
not
is back
nice.
in this is like back in the old days when Logi was.
Hey, Derek.
Yeah.
Also,
restart your TeamSpeak because you're driving all of us fucking crazy.
Yeah, also, who's Victor saying I've been an
just
F1
don't-
monkey? Like, I've literally never flown, like, DPS in the longest frickin' time.
I do once in a while.
All you do is press F1 in your small game, right?
Oh, yeah. My micro gang?
You're the
F1
F1
of the
monkey
Open Comm
of the
show. Oh, yeah.
Open Comm show.
Oh, yeah, because I don't contribute absolutely anything at all whatsoever. Thanks, Victor.
I
If
don't
it
know,
happens
Rain.
to me,
Token
I will,
girl, right?
do the real switch.
Rain, I'm gonna defend you here. I think you're using F1 as like a term of endearment. I don't think we use it as a derogatory pun. Oh, you're an F1 monkey. That's what you are.
I mean, to be fair, like, the F1 monkeys also have, like, a super important job, which a lot of them seem to fuck up a bunch, and that's actually keeping all your guns together and shooting the target when the FC calls it. Like, you shoot early, you fucked up. You split your guns, you fucked up. Stop it. But stuff like that, like, a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, like, all they do is F1. It's like, you at least have to be able to, like, do very simple things like always stay aligned, don't jump the gate. And if you go on, like,
broadcast for reps.
broadcast on
Broadcast
get your
appropriately.
ADC.
Mash the ADC button.
Yeah.
Make sure you have the right
It's
ammo
broadcast
loaded.
once, die in silence.
We do use that term, F1 semi-derogatory. I believe it's almost been memed at this point, where it's not actually derogatory. It's like, we know that, and we've known this for a long time, 99% of EVE players are a bunch of sheep and followers. You know, and everybody else is generally kind of content creators and leaders and things of that sort. And it's okay. It's okay because it's very real world.
What did you do to your mic? It's still fucked up.
All right,
It's not his
What did you
mic.
do?
I'll be back in a second.
It's the internet connection.
It's
It's
his
not his mic.
connection.
All right, this is great. Now Dirk's not on. We can talk about whatever we want to talk about, guys. Go ahead.
Quick, guys, let's discuss
He can't.
something.
He can't tell us to go by the fucking show notes.
When is the Logi
Just
class
start-
again?
Tomorrow at 1800, so Saturday 1800 Eve time.
Okay.
How many
Yeah.
people do they usually
That's
get in
cool.
these classes? Is there a
I'm
lot
not
of
sure.
folks
I
still
watched-
doing EV University?
Well, I watched Sutonia's stream of it, and he had like, I mean, it was his stream, so he had a lot of people watching there, and he had a lot of people like really interactive in chat. And his was just simply like how to tackle in a fleet or how to be like an effective tackling pilot, which is also like super fucking difficult if you guys want to go back and watch his stuff.
Like 100 plus, really? That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's
yeah,
great.
In,
I didn't know
like,
that many people that would come out.
Back in Haggler, they used to come in like 120-man blobs and just like T1 cruisers and just die to us. It was amazing.
Yeah, no, Eve Uni is like really good. If you ever want to learn something, like people use the Eve Uni Wikipedia all the time. I sit in Rookie Help Chat and help
great.
folks. Yeah,
dude,
so,
we used to use it as CSM. We would pull CCP pulls it up. We all pulled it up.
Hell yeah,
it's great.
I really want Eve Uni to up their Twitch game, so this is good. They're getting you guys to do this sort of stuff.
Yeah, and I want to say they've streamed stuff before. I remember, I think it was Seamus has streamed like talks and stuff before.
Seamus is a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there's Eve Uni spread all over the map, right? Because whenever I lived in Syndicate, like we fought Nullset campus all the time.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound good.
Okay. Yeah. If this fucking fails, I don't know. I'm just gonna like burn the whole fucking rig down and like be done with it. Just real quick, I am throwing something out there. These were images that also came off of Sissy earlier. These are the Triglavian ships or whatever, and their resist profiles based on that new thing that Kirker had done. So I just like came across that and wanted to delete it out of my like life. Whatever. Carry on.
Yeah, well, I think.
Rain, when is this again?
Tomorrow at 1800, Saturday 1800 Eve time.
Can we treat it like a real university lecture and show up and chant anti-logistics slogans until the campus police drag us away?
I'll have it sit.
If you want, yeah, I suppose you could.
It's not a safe space.
But yeah, that's 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for you people who don't understand, Eve time. Whatever.
So, Rain, is it a public fleet as well, or is it literally just ATIS?
Yeah.
No, it's just literally a lecture. I don't think there's any fleet involved. As far as I'm aware, if EVN's doing one, I wasn't aware of it.
Like you're gonna get there and talk like for the whole bit.
Oh yeah.
Can you do that? Like,
my favorite thing to do is just talk, Dirk.
no, I know, but like.
Sure.
A lot of people think they can talk, and then they like get in a situation and find out that they just like their words are just like fucking all over the place.
Well, I'm not gonna go super hard tonight, so I won't be hungover for the show.
Gold ammo. Do we want to talk about gold ammo real quick?
It's so early though.
Can we talk about Eve North?
We've got guests here to talk about.
Yeah, let's do
things
Eve
we're gonna
North.
be doing in a little while.
Yeah, I want to hear about Eve North first. So poor Ivy doesn't have to listen to us bullshit for the next hour.
I'm good.
I don't know. The last time I was on your show, I got to say shit then also. So, nothing new.
Yeah, so it's nice to actually hear from these guys.
But that wasn't because of us. That was because of other people.
That's always because of you, Dirk.
No. Matt was
lies.
Here. He was the pub crawl guy, and Jaded was here, who was like the we're just gonna like party at other times guy.
You're doing it again.
That's right.
That's okay. Matt couldn't make it tonight, and he told me, Ivy, specifically tell Dirk I said hi. So there you go.
Hi, Matt. Is my shit still going bad?
Oh yeah.
It's not. We can understand.
It's your internet.
It's just,
not your mic.
It's just a little synthesized, and it's your internet chopping. It's not your equipment. It's obviously
your camera's choppy too.
Is McGurk Jr. like downloading torrents
tell
or
him
something?
to get off Netflix.
You know what?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Question. Let me go check.
Yeah, go shut the party down upstairs.
Banish Drayton's brother.
Just gonna rampage
Pornhub
through the
during
house,
show.
turn off everyone's Wi-Fi.
Well, no, he would have Netflix on, and I don't know why. Like, Hulu doesn't use much bandwidth. I mean, they do, but like, for some reason, like any other streaming service would be fine. But the second he put on Netflix, our bandwidth would go to shit, and I don't know why. But now I'm here, and now instead of like a 50 up and like 8 down, we have like shit. I think we have like 190 up and like 20 down. So. Which I know for Europeans, they're like, oh, well, shit, I get like 200 up and 200 down for like $10 a month. But it's quite a bit for here, though.
Yeah, North American. Like here in Canada, it's freaking horrible. You pay through the roof for good internet.
Third world internet.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I heard there's a party in Toronto.
There most certainly is a party in Toronto.
I want to
The
hear more
city's
about
a
this party
party.
in Toronto.
So now that we've released our event tickets, we can give you a little bit more information, which I know Dirk's going to be sad because he was all gung-ho about getting more intel. But I know a lot of people have been kind of going, oh, we need a schedule. When's the schedule? We need to plan. We need to do this. So you're going to get it from me, Ivy, because I love you all, and I appreciate everybody who bought a ticket and is
We
supporting
love you,
the
Ivy.
Eve North crew and coming out. So this is what I'm going to tell you guys tonight, and then I'm going to let Jada talk a little bit, maybe Apple, maybe if he decides to undock, who knows. But this is what's going to happen. So you guys are potentially going to show up on Friday. Friday, we're going to register you in, get you your bands, get you your stuff, and then we've got our battle axe throwing in the afternoon, where you get to throw axes and drink beer at the same time. Like, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? And then after the pub crawl, or sorry, the battle axe throwing, we're gonna have our pub crawl, and we've got a bunch of bars picked out within stumbling distance, so you can, get your wristbands, get your tickets, go to the bars. And I know Rain has some killer karaoke planned also for the same night for those who don't want to do the pub crawl. And then at our final location, we've kind of got like this rock band slash karaoke thing going. Because again, what could go wrong when you have a bunch of space nerds and liquor involved?
You know what can go wrong? Let me actually
Nothing.
bring and tell me if my voice
Wigs and
breaks
black
up or anything
metal.
like that.
Hint, hint.
No. It's like 3 kilometers away or some shit like that. Do we have any idea of what the transpo situation is going to be like up there on Saturday night of the final Pride weekend?
So for the Saturday, I'll just give you kind of a rough guideline of what we've got planned. So the Saturday, I'm gonna say like 11ish, 10ish, somewhere around there. We're gonna open things up. We're obviously gonna have like our opening ceremonies. We do have panels planned, so we have finalized our panelists, and we're super excited to have them chat to you guys about this type of stuff. I'm not going to tell you what the panels are because that's just going to ruin the fun.
Can you tell us who they are?
Nope. You get nothing out of me.
Is there anybody cool?
There's lots of cool people. But that being said, we've got panels during the day, and then the Saturday night, obviously, we have the party at Lee's Palace. I do have a couple of guys working on getting some routes together for how people can get there. So because I know, again, it's Pride Weekend, people are worried about Ubers and traffic and streets being closed. But we will have, these are the ways you can take to get there so that those who want to like mass crowd onto the subway or something can do that and successfully and safely arrive to their destination.
So let's say somebody shows up. They bought a ticket for Eve Online, but they didn't buy any event tickets. They didn't buy anything for pub crawl or axe throwing or anything like that. Can they get tickets in person when they get to Eve North, or do they have to buy them online?
They have to do everything, unfortunately, through Eventbrite.
There you go, Corky's dad.
But I mean, if your phone's in hand, you could get there.
You can do it from
and
your
then buy
phone
it
on
from your
Eventbrite,
phone,
exactly. And I'm more than willing to like work with people and talk to people. Not that I want everybody to leave it to like the last minute, but I'm sure there's something that can be done to help make sure people do have a good time, because that's ultimately my goal here.
Can you move the whole thing to Petawawa?
Yeah.
Pass?
Good luck with that.
Just kidding.
And then Sunday we have more fun panels and stuff planned for you guys. CCP is going to do some of their stuff. And then later on in the evening on the Sunday, we have, we're calling it the CN Tower in the Rec Room. And because Appa works at the CN Tower, I'm going to let him tell you about it.
Oh, well, thanks, Ivy. Yeah, come to the CN Tower. It's a great place. It is 553.33 meters tall. That's 1,815 feet, 5 inches. It is the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere, 9th tallest in the world. We have 6 outdoor elevators that you can ride up to the observation deck, which is 346 meters, or 1,136 feet, 114 floors. Some of them have glass in the floor while you're going up in the elevator. It's great.
It's a fun trip up.
Yeah, we
Is that
took a
still
couple
the
of guys
tallest
from.
North American building?
Yes, tallest in the Western Hemisphere.
Oh, okay.
Did you say glass floors on the elevators?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I would
the
fuck
hardest.
that. Fuck that. That'd be scary.
Oh, it's awesome.
Come on.
Amazing.
I would
cool.
actually probably go, but I'm actually flying out Sunday, so I don't think I'll be able to do the CN Tower thing.
Are there elevators with normal floors that you can't see through?
Yes. You can ask when you get into the elevator line.
Oh, and too, they didn't have that one trick. What was that? It was somewhere in Asia. There's this bridge that's like a glass bridge, and as people walk onto it, as they get to the middle, it's actually like an LCD
those
screen,
LCD?
so it looks like
Yeah.
it's clear, and all of a sudden when they step, it starts making like cracking glass spider webs coming from every time they step their
that's
foot
crazy.
down. So they start scrambling and panicking and holding onto the edge because they think the bridge is gonna break out from under them.
Amazing.
I wouldn't survive that.
Yeah, I think doing that 1,000 feet in the air probably wouldn't be that entertaining to people, though.
There's totally a moose in the lobby. Totally.
Well, it's Canada, right? I mean,
Exactly. And a
they're
beaver,
everywhere.
probably. Somewhere.
Oh,
Beavers everywhere.
I was looking in the team's
So there's a
lobby.
berry
I thought you meant like a
picture.
Moose Army guy was down there. Sorry.
Gross.
No, I was reading the comments on here. And then after the CN Tower, we have planned something at the Rec Room, which is right across the street. And it's basically like a adult fun, kids family-friendly arcade where you get your wristband and you play a whole bunch of games. You win tickets, you get prizes, and there will be drinks involved.
Yeah, it's like an adult Chuck E. Cheese.
Exactly. That's a good
Or
way to
Dave and
describe it.
Buster's.
It's
Yeah.
Dave and Buster's.
So it's like the
There
pin
you go.
crawl. If anybody remembers that from Vegas.
No, Dirk, calm down.
I'm just asking.
But we
Well,
also,
actually,
I'm
I
gonna let
missed it.
I'm gonna let Jaded tell you about it, but on the Saturday, and I do apologize, Jaded, for kind of skipping you and jumping to the CN Tower in my excitement. But
Alright.
I've got Jaded to get some hair and makeup girls, and I'll let him talk about it.
Yeah, so for the big party on Saturday night being held at Lee's Palace, we got some crazy DJs going on. We got some crazy lights shows happening. And to top it all off, I managed to scramble together a couple of my friends who will be doing hair and makeup. Everything from temp tattoos to fake piercings, hair coloring, to get you guys all glammed up for the big party.
Question.
Yes.
If we supply the temp tattoos, will they apply them?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah, we're getting PL tramp stamps.
shit.
Yeah, by all means. We've been working really hard with CCP to get logos and stuff, as well as a lot of the in-game tools to get you looking like your characters, or as much as you can. No monocles, unfortunately, but anything else type of facial modifications you'll be able to kind of purchase and get all glammed up for the big ass party.
Okay.
Great.
I just
Okay.
read it. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, we'll have to switch the cameras. Dirk's gonna reboot. He's not gonna come back on cam so that his bandwidth can
Dirk.
handle his mic. So we're gonna go to the 5 cam setup. So I'll have to reset that in a sec. So don't worry about those.
He'll be doing the rest of the show from his phone because he's driving to Kajiko headquarters right now and beating the shit out of Comcast, I should say.
It's amazing.
Wow, everything's actually. Oh, I just have to fix 2 things. Then, nice. It's almost like I set
See?
this setup
That was
on
easy.
before the show because I didn't
I'm
know
so
Brisk was coming or
proud of
not.
you, Drayden.
It's almost like we planned for him to retire.
Although I am now Raiden, apparently.
Well, yeah, I just gotta move
And
you
I'm
and
deaf,
Raiden,
so-
and then change your name, and then it's set. That's a lot less work than normal. So,
There you go.
Brisk
okay.
is Dirk now.
I'm Dirk now.
I heard there was a trip to Niagara Falls on Monday.
So yes, so one of the other things we were thinking is The Eve North event officially does end on the Sunday, but for those that are still in town, because you can't come to Toronto and then not see the sights, and given the close proximity of the Niagara Falls and all that, we've been telling people, hey, if you're not leaving till Tuesday or late Monday night, rent a car. There's the GO, which goes from Toronto to Niagara Falls. Jump on it. And a bunch of us are heading down that way. We're going to do Clifford Hill. There's the Birds of Paradise, the Butterfly Observatory, the Super Mario go-kart thing, which is so much fun. But it's a way to get the people who are coming out to Eve North not just see only Toronto with the Pride festivities, but also, like, Niagara Falls is gorgeous. So come out and have some fun with us for more than, like, 2 days.
Now that's another thing. I think last time we had you guys on, we were talking about the whole. We discussed the Pride event going on. There's a bunch of. You said there's gonna be a bunch of parades. They're closing off several streets.
Yes, there's currently a map available on PrideToronto.com. If you go there, you can see the full scape and scope of all the 22 blocks that will be cordoned off starting the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday will be the big giant parade that pretty much goes from Yonge and Bloor all the way down to the south to the village. Tons of bars. You can see all the accessibilities from the website.
Interesting. Yeah, I was just gonna this fucking name, Vag. Thanks for the sub, 20 months. Anyway, yeah. So, did you guys have anything planned for? I don't know if because I know there'd be some people probably interested in, like, do it. Is there any, like, organized, like, thing to go, or is it just like, hey, the parade's out that way, head out there, go do your thing?
So I've had a couple of people approach me about organizing something. I have nothing set in stone yet, but I don't try to disappoint people. So I am actively working with a couple of people to seeing if something can be set up. But as of right now, nothing is concrete. I'm still working on it, though.
Right on. I think we'll wait till Dirk gets back, because we gotta grill LB. We gotta grill LB online. But we'll wait till Dirk gets back.
Why are we grilling me?
We're just gonna publicly shame you because you're not going.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is he not?
Why?
Oh man, come on.
Yeah, I
man.
want to hear more about.
Calm down. Calm down.
Why you're not going?
So, yeah, I'm not going. I'm not going.
Damn.
It's off. I can't get the vacation time. I don't have the appropriate funding. I'm not going.
Aww.
It's a bummer because
Yeah,
it's like I've met everyone on the Open Comm show except Hyper, because he started coming on past Las Vegas. He was there last Vegas, but he wasn't. I didn't know him.
He was in Vegas, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know him then, so maybe I said hi to him. But since he's been coming on, I've gotten to know him. I haven't seen him, but like LB's like the one dude on the show that I've never met in person. I've met everyone else multiple times except Brisk. I've only met him.
You'll probably have to wait for a FanFest Petawala.
Wow. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just take an Uber up there. How far is it? Like 10 minutes?
Yeah, sure. 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes by Moose.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'll just find a Mountie and dismount him and then mount up.
Say sorry. You'll be fine.
Do I have to say it sorry?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Okay.
You got at that A at the end.
Sorry.
All right. And oh shit, the name.
Tell him
Is
you
there
want to take his
anything
Moose
else
for a
we
rip.
need to know about Toronto before it happens?
2 weeks from yesterday is when most of us will be getting there. 2 weeks from today is when it officially... Oh, here's probably one announcement that we should probably say. No open comms that week.
Yes, that is true.
Well, that's probably a big announcement.
Hammered.
It's probably a big announcement for this show.
We already know that
me not
Raiden
going.
and the guys are going to be doing so much, in terms of Streamfleet stuff. You didn't want them to have to.
Did I ignore
So-
Nanook?
I fully expect you guys to do like some crazy live tweets, though.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm thinking, I don't have it set in stone, but yeah, so basically all of us are going. Brisk is not, LB's not, but like I don't think there's anyone that has a viable INN stream key, or so and there's just way too much stuff going on, and Streamfleet's going to be way too busy doing CCP stuff that they aren't going to have time to do a thing for us either. So we're just not going to have a show that week. But what I am planning on maybe doing is getting a bunch of video, and not just doing like the generic like music video recap thing that I do. I kind of want, maybe we'll just get some actual video, a good amount of it, with some dialogues and some talking and some other stuff, and maybe I'll compile it into like, maybe I can get something that's like an hour long.
Montage.
And then, I mean, there'll be some montage stuff, but I kind of want to get some like, discussions, and maybe, I don't know, maybe if I can, I'll put something together and then, upload it when we get back. I'll give me a day or two for editing and stuff like that, and then I can upload it. So maybe we'll be able to release something, but we aren't going to have an actual live show that week.
Drayden, we can help you with that.
Oh, sweet.
It's more, we wanted to do the show. I spoke to Dirk about it the other day, and it's fine because the schedule's so packed. There's so much going on at Toronto. It was really hard to find where we could do open comms.
I'm sorry I gave you too much content. So sorry.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
It was just finding that time, and the only time we could think of would have been Friday night, which is part of the pub crawl and then the karaoke.
Right.
And then we have to be back in the venue at 8 a.m, so we wouldn't get any sleep at all, and we'd just be all over the place.
Yeah, just real quick, just to get it on that, so, and look, if I break up now, fuck it, I'm out of here. I got a thing I can do upstairs anyways, but Thursday night, like, number one, we're all rolling in sometime on Thursday, and Thursday night there are some things that are already planned, which is when we did it out in Vegas, so that it didn't actually conflict with most of the stuff that begins to happen on Friday. And then Friday, it's like, it would completely conflict with all of that. Even worse, because when we were doing this show out in Vegas, it was 6 p.m. in Vegas for our normal 9 o'clock time slot here. And we're not going to have that luxury of the time change.
Right. Yeah, Vegas makes it easy because it's, that's when I do it. It's because it's 6 p.m. for the show my time, which is nice and easy. But 9 p.m. out there on a Friday night there's too much stuff going on, so I can't do it. But like I said, I'll try and get something together. It won't be like a full 2-hour show, or it probably will just be a bunch of random BS. But I might.
Do we just like wake up in the morning or something and like whatever, like what up, bitches?
Maybe
we should do like a breakfast like recording.
Well,
and,
yeah,
like,
we'll just
upload
we could
that
just.
would be good.
I have a tripod.
You should get a GoPro, Drayden.
I have a camera and a tripod. We could just set something up and kick it back into Denny's and do open comms at breakfast.
Do that.
Well, they let us.
Is,
yeah. Oh,
which is really
go
quite
pro.
slow based on Denny's in Vegas last year, but whatever.
Drayden, we've got a full gimbal you can use in the morning.
Oh shit! Look at that. Gimbal mount? What the hell, dude? I could go. Oh man.
We can lend you a gimbal for the weekend. So you can put your phone on it and you can record everything with a gimbal.
Oh, okay.
Red Light
Because my
Manic
phone
out of
actually,
Vegas.
nice, because my phone actually takes better video than my camcorder. My camcorder's like, it's 1080, but it's like 30 FPS, and it's not that great at 1080. Like my camera can actually do 60 FPS. So.
Well, we've got one you can use for the weekend if you want to.
Sweet. Yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll just do like a Open Comms breakfast thing, and we can just sit around and BS, and we'll just record that, and then that could be the show. I don't know.
The other thing, Apo made a good comment to me privately is we do really want to do something for those that want to go out and see Pride. So if there's anybody out there who feels up to the task of being FC and planning some stuff for our Eve North people, poke me and message me on Twitter. Anything, I'd love to chat with people.
I thought that was Jaded.
I delegate, come on.
Yes, she delegates quite a lot.
Right, and I thought it was going to be Jaded who was going to run the Pride type stuff.
I gotta screen the people and then give them to Jaded.
Yes. There's a whole vetting process that has to occur.
So he's the captain, you want lieutenants, is what you're saying?
Sure.
More like sergeant majors.
I was going to say sergeants run everything. Don't worry about it.
That's how it works.
I don't get it.
Well, that's exciting. What do you mean you don't get it? Officers are lazy. They don't do much. Sergeants do.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the week after Toronto, you guys are going to have to find someone to maybe get McLeod to run the stream because I'll be on the cruise. Rain will be gone too.
Yep. Jerry and I are gonna be cruising and boozing.
Wait, so we can get McLeod to do the stream? It's gonna be so great.
Yeah, you'll actually have some quality for once. Enjoy
This will
it.
be awesome. I can't wait.
Dude, Dre and I will send you guys pictures of us like whale watching and like petting like husky puppies and swimming
See,
in
I
the
would
ocean.
go if I could actually go whaling.
You have to make
Like,
a meme
I
like
wanna-
when we go whale
I wanna
Why do you
see
Why do you want to hunt a whale?
Why not?
Look back war in Twitch chat
No,
says
go to
anyone
Iceland
from
to do that.
Toronto. And unfortunately, no look back war. Nobody's going to Toronto. Even the people that are here from Toronto right now are going to be coming to America for healthcare, and it's just not going to. It's just not going to happen the way everybody thinks it's going to happen.
Remember to get the health insurance when you cross the border.
If I go to a Toronto pharmacy, will they sell me insulin for cheap?
Unfortunately not.
How much?
Speaking of
If you have a
pharmacies,
prescription
can we
with your
talk
shirt.
about legal cannabis for a minute?
Yeah.
I have a
We can talk
prescription.
about legal cannabis all you like.
I don't need a prescription. I don't use
I
it.
don't
but-
know that we can on Twitch, because Twitch is an American company.
No, if
and I'm
it's
not
legal-
sure that they
if it's
subscribe
legal
If it's
where you're
legal
going.
where you're
around the world.
talking
It's
about
legal.
and going,
No,
then you're
but
fine.
the thing with Twitch is I don't think you're supposed to like go into drug discussion technically, regardless of legality of.
Well,
because
alcohol
I
it's
is
think
not
it says
legal
more
everywhere.
about illegal drugs, but if you're talking about it in a place where it's not illegal,
I
I
guess.
think that I'm going to tell
I mean,
you.
it's not like
think
we
that
haven't
skirts
talked
the
about
fucking
weed
law.
before. It's
Why don't we just substitute the word banana?
Why don't we just say
Okay.
gluten-free
Where
material?
can we get?
Or a sandwich.
Where can travelers to
Organics.
Eve North get bananas?
So somebody in the Twitter feed, Twitch theme here, Dr. Vikners, it's banana maps. It is your friend.
There you go.
Yes.
The stores suck. Use banana maps. Okay.
where does one find these banana maps?
Look,
It's an actual
I'm not
website
sure during
It's
quarantine
an actual
I'm
app.
gonna
It's a website.
use a whole lot of banana
Oh.
maps. I know some people are fine with that, but like, I'm thinking more along the lines of like, not off the freaking road maps, kind of. Like, is that like a legit app, banana maps?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
legit.
I'm
It's
honestly
Canada,
expecting Drayden to have maps of where he can find actual bananas.
And Dirk, you can just send Dirk McGirt
There's
Jr.
plenty of
out
banana
with banana
hammers
maps and
around,
have her
alright.
bring back whatever you need.
Like walk into a dispensary, it's like, so I hear you have
She'd be the
bananas
least one
here.
to
They're
do
like,
that
yeah,
and
we
shit.
got this.
Like-
It's like the super kush. It's like, no, that's great, but where can I get some bananas? Just
I'm looking for some plantains.
yeah, so.
I had a freaking awful experience last weekend where somebody brought in some fucking like dab and shit, but didn't have a thing to like actually heat it to the right fucking temperature. And I'm sitting there going, can't people just do actual herbage anymore?
Bananas.
Useless.
Just saying.
King
Fucking
Harry's like, good
pick-
luck finding
pickle, get that
bananas
done.
during Pride Week.
Banana leaves.
I don't think anybody's gonna have a hard time finding shit up there. It's not
Oh.
like
I do have a valid question. Is vaping legal in Canada?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there any country where it's not
vaping.
legal?
Vaping of
Yes,
banana?
Singapore.
Vaping
It's,
of
it's
banana
also
or just
illegal
vaping
in the
general?
Middle East, like in Qatar
And-
and Saudi Arabia.
Well, Qatar's a slave
That's because they hate
country.
gays, so.
In Australia,
Obviously
it's
you can't
illegal
vape.
to vape with nicotine.
What?
Hold on. And let's ask this question.
Really? I did
Smoke
not
Well,
know.
cigarettes,
you
but
can't-
vape.
Yeah, you can't buy
Explain to people
liquid
out
with
there
nicotine.
Explain to people out there the differences up there in terms of smoking and where you can do that, as well as vaping, and whether or not that's accepted in places that you can't also smoke.
So smoking is straight, vaping is gay, but it's Pride Week, so everyone can vape in Toronto.
Well, the thing is, like, generally, I'd assume that even everywhere in the world that allows vape, it's pretty much just universal now. Like,
I think so.
I don't
if
even-
you
I don't
can
even
smoke
understand that.
cigarettes there, you can vape there. If you can't smoke cigarette, if it's a no smoking spot, it's also a no vaping spot. That's just because
Exactly.
generally just
Well,
take
no,
it.
because look at Dre's. Look at Dre's in Vegas. You guys could smoke
That's
yourselves
a-
to death. I couldn't vape.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
That's one of those
because
few
you
exceptions.
might have something in
That's
your
because
vape
at that
device.
Yeah, at that time, weed was not allowed in the club, and they couldn't tell if you had weed oil or not in your vape, which was kind of dumb.
It's still not allowed in the club.
Yeah.
Which is why you still can't vape there. So that's the kind of question I'm asking. Like, are the bars up there places that are like nicotine vape friendly but not cigarettes?
So up here, cigarettes and vaping are basically kind of in the same category. So if you're gonna go have a smoke, you can have a vape at the same time. But a lot of places,
They make you go outside.
It does have to be
you have to go
outside.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah, but there are vaping lounges.
Yeah. Like most even I mean there are bars that allow smoking, but nowadays like I mean at least around here and other places I've been, the vast majority of bars you go to, like Vegas is the exception because Vegas is just like, you know, any vice you want to do, they don't give a fuck, but unless it's vaping in a nightclub apparently. But most bars I find it's like you can't smoke inside. You have to go outside to smoke or vape. And I would assume that most of those places are going to be the same in Toronto.
Yes.
Rain, I caught both your vape jokes. That first one flew way under the radar.
I think I missed both.
There's like the running joke of like, oh, if you vape you're gay or something like that.
Yeah, I got that one. Okay. I'm not gay.
You're gay. Perfect, right? Like Eve Vegas or Eve Toronto's gonna be perfect for you. Lots of hot gay dudes.
Excellent.
Assless chaps, remember?
Hell yeah.
Just go
That does
down to
nothing for you.
The little
just go down to
banana
the
hammock,
parade.
just
It's like, I'm
walking
here for the
around.
bananas, bitches.
That's what Dirk was
Jade
looking
went
for.
and picked his out today. He's like,
Somebody-
oh, I'm so excited.
Right, look, you can't use banana
It's
at the
nylon.
same time that you're using banana.
Look, Dirk,
Well,
why can't we all just love bananas, okay? Like, it's okay to
You
like
can.
a banana.
You can
What do
love
you got against
bananas, but you can't sit there and like, you know, call watermelons bananas and think they're the same fucking thing.
No, it's all bananas, Dirk. Everyone has our vices. Yours are bananas, mine are bananas.
Enough banana, you can like have as much banana as you want, but still.
We've said banana way too many times.
I'm
on
gonna
this
have
show
a
tonight.
banana.
We have.
Yeah, I'm
Not
sorry
like
I brought
popsicle.
that up.
Turn into a drinking game.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a shot, aka.
I'm gonna
The
do a
shit
shot,
is
too.
bananas.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Bananas.
Is fucking hanging with you, hanging with Matt. I have my daughter hanging with Matt because she wants to talk about nursing. And
Oh
shit.
man. Okay.
I've,
Why
say
I've
this.
told her.
Why does
I've
McGirt
got a
Jr. want
friend
to talk
in
about
Canada
nursing?
because she wants to go into nursing.
Hold on. King Aries brings up something that
If
maybe
you
we
wanna
could
talk
do
about
this in
nursing,
Toronto.
she should have a chat with Ivy.
That's what I said. I was gonna have my daughter hang with Ivy.
She
Yeah.
can if she
She says
wants.
she's gonna party with me the whole time, Dirk.
She's gonna party with me.
I can scare her. Yeah, with all my fun stories.
Exactly. How much banana can Dirk take? It really fucking depends on. the night,
I
I'm
was
not gonna
I
lie.
was gonna say like maybe we should have like some kind of banana competition in.
Like no matter how you were asking that question, it really depends on the fucking night.
Depends. Do you want THC or CBD?
Oh, Cork.
Or the big
Cork,
D.
you gotta ask permission before you
What, the
just
big
go
banana?
linking links.
I don't know, like
It's
I am.
YouTube link. I'll allow it.
I am legit excited for this because like I feel we are bringing part of Eve Vegas to Toronto, and like it at the same time that there's this other big fucking party going on up there, and like we have to make ours like just as big. Like the entire goddamn thing has got to be just as big. We've got to like lay it out the same way we do at Vegas and be like, I know it's Toronto, I know they have the second best maple syrup in the world, but like
Oh, shots
Wait,
fired.
it's second.
we
best.
have got to
Wow.
because we know that Vermont is the king. It's okay to be the queen.
Did you say Vermont?
Yeah, Vermont.
At least he
I've
doesn't
never
say
heard
Michigan
anybody say
like
Vermont
Elliot
is a
does.
party place.
Sure, bud.
No, Vermont maple syrup. I didn't say Vermont's a party place. Fucking Bernie
Oh, I
Sanders
thought you were
comes
talking
from
about the
there, for God's
state.
sakes.
Are we on the maple syrup again?
We are on the maple syrup again.
Stop.
Oh,
We know
God.
that one state in America is way better maple fucking syrup than, you know, an
They're a
entire
legend in
country.
their own minds.
I
Sure,
actually
Dirk.
I actually had some Vermont maple syrup because Buck Strider sent me that bottle of it that one time.
Do they even have maple trees there?
They totally do
Yeah,
that.
no, yeah, Vermont.
It's
Vermont's
literally the maple state.
That's only because it used to be
Congratulations.
part of Canada.
Although sadly, I don't think it ever was part of Canada.
No, it was.
Don't-
It was like literally never part of Canada.
No, I think it was a part of Canada, and eventually, wasn't it during like the?
No,
We got rid of it because the maple syrup there was shit.
Canada,
Yeah.
wasn't even
I'm
Canada
trying to
at the
like,
time
where's
that
Cap
happened.
Strongest when you need him? Because like it was
Yeah, he needs to
part
be
of the
up here.
Canadian territory, but
No,
it
I
might
don't
have
need
been
a
back during
I
when
don't
the
need a
French.
40-minute
is
lecture on the
the
Canadian
Yeah,
American
yeah,
border.
it might have been like when the
He
French owned it.
gives he gives people on the Down and Out Aunt Jemima.
Yeah.
Or Log Cabin, or any of that shit.
You might as well drink out of the toilet.
See, the funny thing is, when I was growing up, I never used maple syrup. We were Southern. We always used molasses for everything. So
You
I had
did
Caro.
not.
Yes, we did.
You please
We
stop.
did. We had molasses for everything. We did not use syrup at all. And now my kid uses syrup all the time, and I freak out because I'm like, this isn't thick enough. This is
Wait,
this
is that
not...
maple syrup or corn syrup?
My grandmother, who was born in 1900 in South freaking Texas, okay, had maple syrup one time and spit it out.
No, not maple syrup.
And she was poor as fuck.
I think I need a lesson in maple syrup.
Okay, it wasn't Vermont syrup. It was New York syrup.
You'll get it.
There you go.
What'd you put it on?
Had
Pancakes?
Fucking maple trees.
Pancakes.
So,
French
when
toast.
it is really
donuts,
cold out with a sugar maple
fucking
tree,
bacon.
you go in
Whatever
and
you want. You want to put
the
something?
tree.
Put something on something. Maple syrup's your answer.
And then when
Maple
the
syrup
spring
is always the
comes
answer.
and things thaw,
Maple syrup is
this
always the
juice
answer.
from the tree flows out, and you then like boil it and blah 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 blah, and like you get it, you boil it basically down to what is the syrup of the tree, and that's maple syrup.
Right.
Why would you put maple
It's
syrup
sad,
on any
basically.
pork product? That's all I want to know.
On any what?
Pork product. Why would you ruin bacon?
Because the
You
salt,
get the sweet and the
sugar,
salty.
maple
Yeah, you
bacon
get
had
sweet and
salt
salty.
together.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Maple syrup
bacon's
bacon is
amazing.
fucking delicious.
Although
What are
It's
you-
called unicorn,
What are you
and
even
it's fucking
talking about,
amazing.
you person whose country doesn't even have trees.
No, that's Haiti.
We've got a few
Well, no,
trees.
it's actually like kind of England too, except on the land, except on the land the Queen owns.
If we're gonna
So
argue
don't-
about U.S. versus UK, can we actually at least talk about a war that we're all in?
We're just switching countries here at
What?
this point.
What the war?
Is
The
this
war
a
that you
US
guys
versus-
are barely fighting?
Although,
Huh.
Uh-huh.
Paul.
Are we doing
Hold
that?
on. Let's close out Eve North before we get into that real quick. I am totally looking forward to coming to Eve North. I know everybody here, except apparently now LB, who fucked Drayden over on a room.
Oh, snap.
Is totally fucking
Shots
like, having
fired.
it.
I did.
Except Brisk, who's going to too many other places this year after getting shafted by CCP
Oh,
to come to
now
Toronto.
it's your turn, Brisk.
Sorry, I can't help
Hey,
it.
Drayden, you can double
I
up.
got
with
wife
David and
egg.
be
no,
Even
no,
our
I'm actually set.
co-host.
Rain or not Rain, but Rain got me set up. There's a person I'm gonna be staying with now. So
Even our ex, you're not staying with me on the floor, bro?
no, I'm not sleeping on your floor, man. I don't
You
have
don't
a
sleep
chassis.
on
Did you
the
get it?
floor?
Did you get it confirmed with
Dude,
the person?
That's why the bathtub.
Yeah,
got
she said it's
bathtub.
fine. She said
David
that-
needs a small spoon.
Okay.
Sure, I do.
You know I would have slept with you in the other fucking
Dude,
bed, bro.
Dirk, I don't have a chastity belt. I can't stay in your room.
Well,
Snap.
if I'm sleeping in that bed, you can just like go skivvy and shit. But like whatever, dude. If you want to spend like an extra $900 for like 4 days to like
It's not $900.
not sleep with me in the same bed, that's fine.
Dirk is completely ignoring the fact that you just made a joke about his daughter.
Oh, I
No,
was talking
that
about
was
chassis
actually
belt
kind of the
to
reverse
protect
joke
me
that I
from
was
him,
making.
but also I guess that too. That'd have been the other thing. It's like, do I have to be on the floor? There's room in that bed over there.
Even Blastum is coming from fucking Vegas to
Yeah,
go
it's
to
bad.
this.
What, wait, Blastum is not coming to Vegas or is coming to
Blastum
Vegas?
is coming from Vegas to go to
All right.
this.
Oh, all right. Coming from
It's almost
Vegas.
like it's almost kind of like the old school, open comms crew is going to be up there. And
All
these
the
new
good people
guys-
from Open
these
Comms
guys
will
are
be
like,
there, yes.
finding
So,
reasons
hey,
not
you know
to.
what? Why don't you guys not puss out and come to Eve London in November? How about you do that?
I'm
Come
actually
with me.
trying, so
Bro.
Oh, please
There you
do.
go. Come with
I
me.
s-
I'm trying.
It's
I
like a
saw.
half
I,
day.
s- I saw the venue. No, it'll be worth coming just for what's going to happen. It's going to be great.
It's
I
like a
did
half
a I
day.
did a venue tour Thursday, and it's fantastic. Really, really good.
That place
I'd
is
be-
pretty
I'd
cool,
be
as I
excited.
understand it.
The O2 is amazing.
Yeah. It was an answer on Jeopardy the other night, and I was like, I know where that is. I'm going there.
So how did that? Was that quiz thing that you did real quick for Jeopardy? Was that the? Are you done with that, or is that coming up still?
So my interview for Jeopardy is on Father's Day. So I have to.
Okay. So that's a wait. That's what?
I've been
a week or
cramming.
two from now.
Yeah, 2 weeks from now. So.
By the
I
way,
got
I'm pouring up a shot right
callback.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, grats, man.
I'm pouring a shot up right now because yesterday, you know what? Fuck this. This is gonna be a dual shot because we did a shot for this actually last week. But we're still gonna put it together right now. This is for D-Day, which was yesterday in most of the world. In Australia, it was probably like 2 days ago or whatever. But it was also Brisk's anniversary. Brisk and Mrs. Brisk's anniversary. I want to throw a shout out there to the brave men who charged the beach at fucking Normandy to I don't want to say save Europe, but pretty
Save
much.
Europe.
Okay.
To invade
liberate.
To
Liberate. There you
liberate
go.
the European continent. Okay. And I also want to throw a shout out there for Brisk, who bought his wife a really expensive fucking treadmill, and but did not go away this weekend, which I thought you were going to do. I thought you were going away this weekend.
We talked about it, and we decided that one, because the dog is relatively, still a puppy. He's pretty new. We don't want to leave for a long period of time. Leave the dog, and have to like board him or something. And then school just got out, so we said, look, we'll do our traveling in the fall, and you got your treadmill. Happy anniversary, and then that was it. So we went to the country club tonight. That's why I'm wearing a pink shirt, and we had a good time. It was fun.
Okay, shots for D-Day.
Shots for D-Day.
Two
Now,
things.
that being
Sadis.
said, what exactly does a $5,000 treadmill fucking do? Does it walk for you?
Sadis, I
It has all kinds of stuff.
Is there like an animatron hot man walking next to her, getting her to walk more, or like?
There's a
how
dude
does
that
it
she can
work?
talk to. I mean, it's hooked up to the internet. It's interactive. You can do classes. You can do all kinds of different stuff, and they play music, and there's like I can do a run through Napa Valley if I want, or stuff like that, and they have all kinds of crazy shit.
When my wife and I were first married,
I got her a Peloton. Yes, a Peloton treadmill.
When my wife and I were first married, and like like we were pretty much, I don't want to say fresh out of college, but we were certainly on that kind of like income stream and whatnot. We had an old hand-me-down vacuum cleaner, and for Christmas I got her a vacuum cleaner. She says, "I can't believe you got me a fucking vacuum cleaner." And I go, "Do you know how hard it was on your back to use that old fucking vacuum cleaner? I got you a goddamn good vacuum cleaner." And she's like, "You don't get it." I go, "Is it not easier? Like, does this not impress you?" I'm like, "You
Men
got
and
me
women.
socks. Shut the fuck up."
Well, the worst thing was that she just started a new.
For a vacuum, for a treadmill.
The joke that we've had in the house is she just started a new exercise routine like Wednesday, and yesterday was leg day, and she can barely walk now. It's pretty funny. So I've been giving her a hard time about walking like an old man all around the house because leg day was yesterday. So that she's at least, hey, well, you know what? We're actually getting used to it. Even I'm on the damn thing. So because I'm like, hey, there's a screen. I can touch things. I can race against people. This is like a game. I'll get on the damn treadmill.
Can you pull up like anchoring on an FC and shit like that?
I wish. I mean, if I could play Eve while I was doing that, it would be pretty
$5,000,
awesome.
I would think that you could actually like.
You have to run to maintain your speed to like keep up with the FC and the rest of the fleet.
Exactly. There you go. You have to. You can have like one of Pro God's like stand-up desks and shit.
Yeah,
And there
yeah,
you
you
go.
gotta do
You're
that.
good to go.
See, Liz Elizabeth, I'm the practical one. I'd want the vacuum over a piece of jewelry. Exactly. Okay. It's like, look, it's not like I never bought my fucking wife a nice watch or like or like. And honestly, I don't want to say it like that. Like, we both exchanged extravagant gifts at times. Okay. But when we were younger, like, everything was about practical things.
But that's why it's nice being 40, because I can spend money on stupid shit and there's no problem.
No, I know, but I'm still trying to figure out what a $5,000 fucking treadmill does. Like,
Come to my
does it
house
go
and you
up
can
and
get
down?
on the damn thing and you can see it. It's pretty awesome.
And I don't mean does it just elevate. Because,
Has a
like,
freaking
It does, it
VR
elevates.
helmet
It
and shit.
elevates.
Track did that shit years ago and whatnot.
To answer JC Denton's question, milk on cereal, that is a sauce.
Well,
Yeah, technically.
there any other way to have cereal?
Whoa, stop a
I
second.
thought it was a soup.
It's
No,
soup.
it's a sauce. It's a
Milk on
sauce.
cereal?
No,
It can be a
if the
soup.
cereal floats,
This
it's a
milk
broth.
is not the broth. The milk is the sauce on the cereal.
If the cereal floats,
Whichever way you
it's
look at it,
broth.
it's fucking
If it doesn't
breakfast.
float,
No, because
it's a
there's
sauce.
soups where the stuff doesn't float and it's still a
What
broth.
if you just eat the cereal raw?
Then you're
If
a
you eat
child.
the cereal
then
raw,
it's-
Then
that's-
you're just
that's
somebody
fine.
gnawing out of the
But what if you
box.
add some like Worcestershire sauce
You're
and
like
call
a
it Chex
you're like a
Mix?
level 2 wormholer.
Is it
Then-
Worcestershire sauce?
That's
Worcestershire or Worcestershire?
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire
sauce
sauce.
is not really a sauce.
Raiden, what's the verdict on this?
Worcester sauce.
Worcester?
First of all, there's
It's
not
not
enough.
Worcestershire
Why do you have all those
there.
extra letters if it's Worcester?
Because
Worcestershire.
it's how it's
Come
spelled,
on.
not how it's
Says
said.
Mr. Aluminium. Don't at me.
Well, actually, Rain, hold
actually
on.
the legitimate way of saying
Yeah,
aluminum.
aluminium. If you look at go
Not
look at a
gonna lie.
periodic. I thought it was wrong, but go look at a periodic table of
Yeah, you
elements
gotta-
and
yeah.
look it
That's-
up, and it
but
actually
that's-
is aluminium. It's not.
What about you?
That's how the
An
fucking Brits,
advertisement.
they invented this shit.
Like,
No, and that's fine.
You
and-
can't
and
the reason
invent
why-
Worcestershire
aluminium.
is still
It's called-
Worcestershire.
We can name it
It's
though.
Worcestershire.
It's called the thorned letter.
Beans
And
are not for
basically what it
breakfast.
is because during
Beans
the
are not
age
for
of the printing
breakfast.
press and stuff, it was cheaper to cut out certain words due to phonetics. So stuff like color and
So
flavor
fuck the U.
was changed because the U was removed because it was cheaper to not print that extra letter.
Bloody colonials, man.
Nobody wants to
I
print
mean, it's
you
just-
anyway.
at-
I mean, like,
Excuse
when it
me,
comes
we
down
under
to it-
independence, fair and square, Mr.
The French won your independence.
although the thing
It's
is,
true.
Yeah, you lost the
French.
fucking French.
I can't argue with that.
It's
Yeah.
happened a
Oh
few
my God.
times, to be fair.
shit, Raiden,
But
are
we
you
beat them a
really
few
into this
times
right
too.
now?
In Canada, we just ask for it politely.
okay, so aluminium is the correct spelling and terminology, but the thing is that since it's so commonly used as aluminum in America, they have both
Oh,
become
idiot.
accepted forms of saying the word.
We're not having this every time I
Do you
come on
wanna
here.
know
We
who
have
I-
this
do you
argument.
wanna
I'm
know
not
who
doing
I
it again.
Literally learned the
Just
term
say it's
aluminium
they're
from?
both acceptable, but it technically is aluminium.
They're not acceptable.
Well,
Do you want to know who I
They're both
literally
acceptable.
learned the term
we're
aluminium
rebels,
from?
Raiden. It's in our blood.
Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Wait, do you Canadians say garage? That drives me fucking crazy.
No,
No.
No.
it's a car hold.
It's not
I've
garage.
heard.
It's
I've heard.
garage.
I remember.
Car hole.
It's garage.
I remember there was a dude in my high school who moved from Canada, and he was on the mock trial team with us.
He was
And we were
probably
doing
from
something,
the
and he
maritime
said-
regions.
And the guy just annoyed the shit out of me in general. And he said garage during a cross examination, and I fucking lost it. I was so pissed.
Yeah, he's probably
I
from
was-
the Maritimers. Probably one
He-
of the new
he's-
and shit.
Weird.
Yeah,
Probably said it like
Fairview
that
says.
because that's how it's supposed to be pronounced.
They're like our version of people from Louisiana.
Hold on,
Yeah,
Brisk,
it's
though,
true.
were you playing Eve at the time?
I was not. This was actually in like the
Brisk
late
does hate
early
Open
90s.
Ralph, do
See some
not
of
get
the
me
shit he
started
says
on
is
the
just
soccer.
Yeah, he
Brisk
does. It's
hates
pretty,
Canadians.
it's pretty toxic.
Okay, but between the times that I was working in international equities, but even more so, okay, in Eve Online, I have learned the freaking verbiage of the various English cultures and things like that. And it's like, I've learned more from Eve Online in terms of how to pronounce certain things the right way.
Shit, what's up, shooter?
Just for the record, I do not hate Canada. I think it's a fine country.
You can't even say it right.
I like to think of it as the Nunavut state.
There actually is one.
None
now.
of it fucking matters.
There actually is a territory named Nunavut.
Yeah, it used to just all be
There you
Northwest
go.
He
Territory,
knows,
but then
that's
they
why he's
gave,
making the
they gave a
joke.
bunch of it over to the Inuits. Isn't the total population of Nunavut like 5 or like 10,000 or something?
It fluctuates.
It's
When we
really
send the army up there, it goes up by about 100, and then it comes down again.
One person for every 100 square miles.
There's like, I mean,
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's more than that. It's probably closer to like 100,000, but still,
Two.
it's huge. It's like the size of like the entire Pacific Northwest. There's like 100,000 people live in it.
It's because it's all frozen. It's
Yeah,
it's
it is. It's
permafrost.
all
Yeah,
tribes.
It
the
is
reason
get-
why
it is
most of
getting
our cities
smaller.
and stuff
It is
are
getting
around the
smaller.
southern regions.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I still think
now that we're
54-40
done
or fight,
shitting on people
so-
that we're just friends with and whatnot. Let's shit on people that in game.
Don't undock.
yes.
Well, like in
Last
game,
time we
you have
undocked
to
you,
feel
ate
that
shit.
that motivation
You,
against.
oh, all right,
wake up in the
Rain.
morning.
Seriously, you guys had one fight that you won in the last 2 weeks
We've
of
won several
unanchoring
fights.
everything
We won two.
and losing
Last week.
everything.
15
Brisk,
You
I'm
win
upset.
a fight,
We had two.
and
we
you're
had
gonna
two.
bring that shit up.
That was
Last-
Yeah,
Two
but
fights.
That was
Wait.
Last week I had a
look
bunch
at all
of
the
these guys on
Rorquals.
because they
Look at all the
actually
Rorquals
defended
dying
SH1.
in Delph.
That
All
was
the
a
Rourke
big
was
fight,
dying in
Brisk.
Delph.
That was a big
Think
fight,
about
but
that.
we've won
So
lots of little fights.
We
Thank-
actually
thank-
collect our
thank you.
supers, Brisk. We're
Thank
like
you
a
for the
super
for the
fleet.
Darwin
Your
for the
super
for the
fleet
social
stayed docked
Darwinism
up.
happening
We
in Delph.
dropped
We
our
appreciate it.
super fleet all over the fucking your stupid ass Megathrons, okay?
Oh yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
The video
and
on,
after the fight was over.
We're in the shit talk.
The video on
guys.
Reddit makes more
That's
sense now.
irrelevant.
The fight was over, and you guys dropped the supers
No,
in the
it's
Baltic.
irrelevant. You're just mad.
Yeah,
that
the
you
Mr.
won.
Bean video on
That-
Reddit makes a lot more sense now.
That's the teabag.
Yes.
That's the teabag move at the end, though. We got to do it.
That's all it was.
That's
You
a
guys
really
wouldn't have
good
jumped it
comparison.
if we had ours ready to go. Every time we have
You did
ours
have
ready to
yours
go,
ready.
you do not.
You
had
had
yours
yours
ready.
ready. You just wouldn't commit.
Lies.
Didn't we waterboard?
Nice.
We waterboarded that shit, and then they weren't
Look,
ready.
I just think it's
There's a
funny
whole
that you
bunch
guys
of
are talking
Kool-Aid
about
made
killing
right
Rorks
here.
like that's a big deal.
I mean,
First
hold
of
on.
all, neither
For
Dre nor I
going-
said that.
Going both ways,
But
right?
what
the,
about
the
all
Rorks
them
are a big deal.
unintended structures?
Go Blazy, go Blazy.
Okay, so going both ways, and just to be devil's advocate, the Rorks are a big deal, right? It's pretty impressive to lose a Trillionisk in, or whatever it is up to now in your home region.
Already
However,
replaced.
yeah, okay. However,
Everybody can freaking say that, but quite honestly, when you crash your fucking Beamer in Beverly Hills, what do you say?
Whoops.
I throw it in the gutter and go get another.
I say I don't own a Beamer. Nor
When,
do I live
when
in
the other
Beverly
person
Hills.
sits there and says, "Do you have insurance?" You go, "No," but like, what do you want for this?
If I give you like 50 grand, could you just go away? How about that? That's what they would say.
On the Supers
Beverly
and
Hills,
Titans thing, right? It was a power move,
That was a-
because it's
that
not
was
like
a
we
joke.
didn't know exactly where your Supers and Titans were. As soon as they
Well,
made it back in the
obviously, and we know where
KQK,
yours are.
oh yeah, on grid.
Okay.
Hey, boys,
Oh,
any-
One
any-
time.
Where's that rack?
Okay, that's great.
Where's that rack?
You guys can log. You guys undock once.
Ooh, where's
You
your
have
dock?
one fight.
We are supers on field.
Hold on, hold on.
I
There
like how
have
you just
actually-
ignored.
I mean, you
all
got to
my
move
stuff.
them at some point because you're going to have no more keep stars left in fucking tribute.
I mean,
You
SH1
have to move
ain't
it.
forget
reinforced.
NT-Dot and PL
Yeah.
know how to coffin super and know how to coffin Titan. A lot of
There-
people don't.
there
I'm not
are
saying Goons
actually-
don't. I'm saying there are actually a lot of folks that don't, and it's.
There-
probably
I'm
a
sure
big
there's
deal.
been a run on
there
passes
are
in
actually
Jita.
reports of a
Hey,
defense
Brisk, you
being-
guys have killed more snuff supers on this deployment than you've killed
God
NC1s.
damn it!
Well,
I was
that's-
gonna
that's
say
actually
that.
true.
You dick.
Yeah, Dirk.
Hey, we reset stuff. We're not blue with snuff anymore.
Blue
so
troll.
at
There
least in
are
it, I don't know
actually
about
reports
the rest of the
defense
guys.
Just like you're
being
not
put
blue
up
to
in various
Legacy.
places
Not
up there.
winning fast
Okay,
enough.
I'm not sure if they are still ongoing or anything like that. Look, I'm going to say the same thing I did after the fall of MTAC-O in the Casino War B. Not a war.
Is that the one where
This
y'all
is
went
not
to?
a war, okay? In what EVE Online knew to be a war. And we can sit here and we can fucking spin shit all night long the way the same thing fucking happened back then. I really want to know more to the core of what the fuck is going on here? What happens when
So-
two sides don't want to
Dirk-
come together and like
Dirk,
have
you want-
conflict?
Do you want me to talk about like what we were talking about earlier? Like I can.
You can do that if you want to sit there and go killing ratters in the background, like
Well,
you're
yeah,
freaking,
so- but I mean-
ramming a fucking jetliner into some building. Okay, like is
Whoa,
is
whoa.
fighting.
Wait, you're jumping ahead.
Whoa,
No,
what the
Oh,
fuck?
no, she's about ready to come with what I would call the terrorist defense.
So Dirk's talking about like there's this war going on, right? So like Imperium goes and attacks PanFam. So you have the South fighting the North. And what you essentially have happening is Imperium comes north, PanFam doesn't defend, but Imperium is just glassing the region. They're shooting buildings, they're shooting structures, they're full on invasion. And as retaliation, PanFam instead sort of like consolidates all their assets. They don't defend pretty much anything except like what we were talking about, 2 battles. And then they actually like sneak around and go and like do like what would you call it, guerrilla warfare, insurgency, stupid shit like that to say, oh well, we're killing your ratters, we're killing your oracles, we're doing all this other content that doesn't have to deal with defending. And Dirk, if you want to draw your analogy now so it sounds less terrible.
Well, no,
I was gonna say
no, because it is
Yeah, I would
literally
look at
it is
more as
literally
like
the
Vietnam.
the modern type of military goes to a country and a few of your people go and like blow up some 7-Elevens and somehow claim we are also fighting the war, except that you were never the downtrodden. Like, you were never the people that couldn't have fought back before. You were only putting yourself in that position and saying, we're going to go kill ratters and miners because well, that's what we do. No, it's not. You
You
were
could look at
actually
it
a
another way,
big-ass
Dirk.
game player at one point, and now because of how shit has gotten fucked up in Eve, I'm not gonna lie about that. Shit has gotten fucked up in Eve. You're trying to say, but that's our war tactic. No, it's not a war tactic. That's just like a thing that, like, literally people pop out of wormholes and do.
It worked in Red Dawn.
Yo, he's
Well,
right.
it didn't work in
Wolverines,
Red Dawn.
motherfucker.
Wolverines.
Wolverines.
Oh,
didn't win
Wolverines.
the war. That was just like a really
Not the
cool
bad one either.
microcosm of
Fighting the
war.
Russians, not the North Koreans or whatever that
I
fucking
think-
abomination was.
Oh, yeah.
But like I think what Dirk and I were getting at earlier was essentially the fact that like we have a quote unquote war in Eve, but no one's really fighting. So like in all these other wars we've had, eventually at some point like people would fight, and then at some point one side would concede. So if you think like World War B, like after MTECO, so you had like 3 months, maybe more, of fighting and commitment, and then suddenly goons pulled back, consolidated their assets, got ready to move. Whereas like now, so like even like last year you had UALX, you had fucking X47, you had all these big fights. But with this war now in the north, what you have is largest coalition in the game, Imperium, fighting PanFam, like third-ish largest coalition in the game. But
Like
like,
Third-ish.
yeah, third-ish.
I think
like,
we
it's
are
Who the hell's
because-
the
third.
second-ish?
Legacy.
I think
Theater.
Legacy.
Legacy.
Oh my
Because
God.
that's Test and who else?
But if you
Test
think about
and
it, right?
Brave.
Like
Yeah.
so you have like
Yeah.
two, like so you have like these massive, like it's not like some small
Requiem.
guy in low sec or some small guy in dead and null sec, right? Like these are big groups. But essentially what's happened is PanFam immediately consolidated all their assets, said, you know what, we're not gonna fucking fight, and like has moved on elsewhere. And so you have a ward that really hasn't seen any battles. A lot of times you get all these battles, you get all these stories. Like shit, we had a fucking anime war where like Waffles and Pravi, like granted they weren't like massive coalitions, but they at least
You know
fought
that was a
and
meme
had
war,
sort
right?
well,
Yeah.
even
Yeah, but
was
at least it
still
was a
awesome.
war.
It was
even
a
You
good
know,
then,
war,
you
right?
had
fights.
fighting, right? Like you had fighting there, you have
It
fighting
was
with all
relative
these
equal
other
bodies,
groups.
right? Like,
Yeah, but
There were
When
still
it's gotten
fights
to the
that
state
actually had
Eve,
fights.
and like so like Dirk and I were talking about this, where like the pessimistic view is that a quote unquote war in Eve is fought by no one fighting. Like no one's truly fighting.
Or-
You have
well, no,
Or
you
the
have one
optimistic
side-
view.
Well, I guess it is the
it
pessimistic
is
view.
very pessimistic, right?
No,
Well, I guess part of the
it's-
I mean,
it's
part of the
pessimistic from
problem
the
is-
standpoint that once one side determines that, you know what, territory in Eve no longer fucking matters.
That's
then that
what I
means
was about to
war
say.
in
Yeah.
Eve no longer fucking matters.
Well, that's the problem. When you're just going into a system to glass it and you're not going in to take the territory, then that makes it easy. All the guys got to do is just unanchor all their shit, run away, wait for you to get bored and leave, and then go back.
But
Because you're not staying.
And how bad is it when they
so-
don't even unanchor all their shit?
But-
they just
but-
sit
Right,
there
they
and
just
go,
let us blow it
"Fuck
up."
Take
Okay.
a
Well,
Keemstar."
hold on. Well, we did anchor some stuff, but the thing is, like, I get the whole joke with like no one's undocking, but it's like I see fleet pings every day. I've been on plenty of fleets, and it's like
Do
we
they say
do
don't
undock, we
undock?
go on fleets,
No.
and we
This
get in
this
fights.
has
So
been,
I don't know where this
but
like
this has
whole,
been the one of the
if it's major
lowest
timers where you
intensity-
guys bring like 1,500 people and we get like 300 in fleet. Of course, we're not going to undock and just launch ourselves
But
into
that's
certain
but
death.
that's the thing. There hasn't
Like, you
normally
guys
in
wouldn't
one
do
of
that
these, in
either.
these big fights. And normally in these
Hold
big
up.
fights, there will be a time when you get both sides undocking massive fleets and going to fight each other. We just haven't
Hold on,
had that.
Over what? Over what?
Not at all.
Yeah,
Over
wait,
a
oh,
keep,
wait.
And let's
keep
go
star
back.
anchoring. We've
Let's-
anchored how many
let's-
keep stars in the north, and you guys
let's
haven't
take
even
this
showed
back.
up.
I mean, to be fair,
Let's
look
take it
at
back to
UALX.
2016.
UALX happened. No, UALX happened because of a keep star anchoring.
Right.
Test and goons
Let's take
versus
it
There
like
was a
fucking
big fight.
everyone.
There was a big fight in
But-
6RC. There's a big fight in X47. Big fights in UALX. They were all around keep stars. We haven't had a single one of those, and we anchored our third keep star. It wasn't even a CTA. It wasn't even a big deal.
Take it
And
back
you've had
to
multiple-
2016. Okay.
I mean, but I'm
there
saying
was
is
there was a actual legitimate war going on until the fall of MTACO and the CO2 betrayal, right? And then it was the pullback to Sereninen, okay, and a whole bunch of fucking spinning on one side and moving goalposts and like not fucking fighting because the shit just fucking fell apart. And it was like, you know what? We're gonna let this entire place up here fucking burn because it's not worth it anymore. And then what we experienced last year, okay, was major
RJ, what's up,
fights, major battles that took place between two groups that actually didn't have anything to gain from the two things they were fighting over. And they
Exactly.
could walk away from it unscathed personally while whatever died in the middle happened. And here we are with those two groups coming back together again. And the one side sitting there going, we're not even going to have those front fights. We're going to sit here and surrender this shit right now. You can glass it all you want to, just not worth it. Like, it's gone downhill from 2016 until now with just a bump in the middle because they were fighting over things that actually didn't matter to the two of them.
Well, that's the thing. Like, in the past, you didn't need to have a reason. I mean, part of it was just out of pride. I'm not going to let these guys push us around. Let's go fight.
If you remember the end of World War B, when we moved to Saranananan, there were still fleets going out every day. There were still multiple fleet pings going out every day. So it wasn't like we stopped doing anything. We kept on trucking. And I say we because I was in the interior at the time.
Horde was rolling around in interceptors the same way back in Saranananan.
Same way back in the
Saranananan. There was shit going out there in fucking Saranananan.
And then like, so, like, for like World War B and like all this other like, I mean, even somewhat UALX.
Casino War B, just because we are
but
fair
I mean,
and
like,
fucking balanced here.
But like, I've always been like excited for this stuff. Like when World War B happened, I was like, "Fuck yeah, the Blue Donuts are fighting!" And then ULX, I'm like, "Fuck yeah, people are just feeding Titans." And like now, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, there's a war, but like nothing's dying, nothing's happening.
Rain. Go back to what I said before about the major parties in that fighting over something that actually didn't matter. I'm not going to fucking lie. UALX,
it didn't, though. That was
UALX for the goons to show up with Shield Fleet and then bring Armor Fleet around the Horn from the north, okay? It was because that particular territory there didn't actually matter. They were willing to jump the shit out of what got fucking bubbled up there. But the actual war itself didn't really matter because it wasn't theirs. It wasn't Delve, it wasn't Fountain, it wasn't these other places that they
to be
owned.
fair, yeah. But I mean, at the same time, like ULX happened, and then I think after that it was just X47, and then the war of last year's summer died off. I think we were arguing about a name, and then it just stopped.
People were working shit out last year. That's what those fucking battles were about last year. But the actual territory they were fighting over meant nothing to nobody except the actual fucking dead bodies in the middle of it.
Yeah. So, to shift gears, if you want to talk about an actual war, what happens if you have two people that are... I don't want to blame it all on the numbers thing, but that's the easiest thing to talk about first. So look in the South, right? That's two people that are fighting a real war every day. Because I see the pings that go out from Fraternity and I see them come out of Legacy, and they fight true blue wars because whoever loses that one is probably going to get evicted. So it doesn't matter anymore. It's not that there's not a reason to fight. It's just, I mean, if you have to pick between losing, assets that you've spent months and months at a time gathering, which to be honest, Citadels aren't that, compared to, fighting over the space that you're going to live in that you're really, really dependent on, like Legacy and like FRT is, it's really different.
Right. Now, Rain brought up something earlier tonight. And Rain, I kind of want you to like bring this back now because I've had a different thought about it based on what I'm about ready to say. So I'm going to lead into that.
Which part?
Hold on. Your idea that when you go down there and you blow up a bunch of fucking 7-Eleven motherfuckers that are still flying their Rorquals and their super carrier type shit, okay? No, not the goalposts, okay? The fact that you're back there doing a terrorist kind of action or like what you might call a freedom fighter or like, whatever, okay? While that's going on,
I think we're calling it
south,
Red Dawn now.
And they're glassing that territory up north. And
Wolverine action.
Probably not actually burning rigs, which are the expensive things. Although, honestly, we know that the rigs died, right? Because you can't just pull them out. There may be an actual trade that is going on here that eventually makes the actual wealth burned in this war a lot less. It's going to set the North back more because if they ever hope to come back and reclaim that land after everything that is left, it will change things. But it does look bad on the resume, right?
No, not really.
So I mean, no. But Dirk's talking about so you have the North saying, "Hey, we're gonna glass tribute in whatever X regions," and that's what they're doing, right? It looks pretty bad. If you want to tally up totals or this or that. But then you have the opposite happening too, right? Where the North is okay, fine, you can kill the Citadel, but we're gonna go to the South and kill all these, Nyxes or Rorquals or whatever, like a Titan on the 1DQ, whatever the fuck Keepstar. And then so they're
Did you kill something on the 1DQ Keepstar?
Yeah, some
watched
guy
it,
really
motored off
Yeah.
the in his Titan he
Shut
motored off
up.
the
That's
Keepstar,
why I got like super
He's
pissy
been
at you
booted,
earlier.
right?
Who the fuck
No.
knows? But I mean,
is
so,
that anything to brag about in 2019?
well, but like that's
No.
the thing, right? Like
Actually,
can you brag
in
about killing
2019,
citadels
it may
if you
actually
say
be legitimately bragged about because 2019 is legit bullshit.
Yeah.
But like that's my point, right? So you have the North saying, "Oh, we're killing all these things, we're kicking people out," and like they're super proud of it. But then you have, the North, the Imperium is doing that within the North. But then you have PanFam saying, "Oh, but we're killing, like we have all these battle reports, we have all these kill mails, we have all this and that. Like we're actually doing our own damage. Like we may not care about an Astra House or a Taru, but we're killing Nyxes and this and that. So therefore we feel like we're winning." And it's kind of like this weird thing where like both sides are having fun. And
It's
both
an example
sides
of
think
the
they're winning.
difference between the two cultures of the two groups, right? You have one group that's all about PvP and that's it, right? And then you have another group that's all about empire building, and that's their thing. So one group's idea of winning is burning down someone's territory, and the other group's idea of winning is a green kill board.
No, actually, and that's what's really
Is that what you were
weird,
getting
because,
at?
Because last year,
That's what it is.
last year when those
It just
fucking
weirds me
major-
out that you guys care so much about your kill boards, by the way.
when those major
weird.
battles happened over in places like X47 and whatnot, it's like this could have legitimately pushed on into Tribute, which I had hoped at the time. because
X47
I am
wasn't
always-
near Tribute,
I am always
though.
for extension
Oh,
of the
X47.
war.
It
for,
was.
like, extermination.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
it's
ULX.
like dribbling.
I'm an idiot, sorry.
Okay,
So
but
for the X47 fight, that was never going to push into Tribute. Well, it would have, but you would have literally had to have turned, the GOTG space into a wasteland.
Correct.
well, no, because they actually
Which we were doing, but we
Right.
stopped.
bought them out.
And the
right?
reason it stopped is because of the deal, the Great Swordicus deal. But
Right.
but
That's not
if
the
that was
reason
the
it had to
case,
stop, though.
it is though, right? 'Cause
That's why
otherwise
it
they
stopped.
would have kept
Well, I
going.
mean, all right.
That's why
honestly,
people were pissed, Dirk.
all right.
was
So
a
all right.
negotiating
To be
point, but,
fair,
like-
to be fair, it stopped because we were going to stop anyway, but we just happened to stop and got something out of it. So there you go.
See,
So-
I
You weren't gonna
tinfoiled
stop
that a
anyways.
long time ago, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's a stupid theory, Blazing. Why are you gonna
No,
say stupid shit
look,
like
we
that?"
had been
I
we had been
tinfoiled
going
the
for
end
a
of the
solid
Halloween
fucking
war to
month.
be
It
where
was
we
time
can
to go home.
actually make the
No,
actual blue
people wanted to
donut.
stay and fight.
Right.
I mean, yes, we were pissed, and it was pissed because we were ready to keep going.
I know
But I
Reavers
know-
are pissed.
But there were a lot of folks that were ready to go back home and take a break.
Typically,
So-
Just for a little while.
FCs
It
and
was a month of
leadership
solid
ranks.
fighting. That's the thing. That's
Yeah.
the thing that this war is driving me crazy with. The tempo, the op tempo that we had in X47 in that time period, in that part of the North War, the last North War, was every day, constant fleets going out, constant fights. GOTG was fighting. Darkness. I mean, everybody was out there. Darkness was fighting. Splice was fighting. We get fleets all the time. We'd have, if you wanted to go out and skirmish, go out and skirmish, no issues. This war has been the most boring war I've been in a while. It just doesn't feel like that. Like there's no
Doesn't feel like a war?
pressure. You don't feel like
Because
you're
it's
So-
not a
it just doesn't
war.
feel
Yeah.
like it.
So
It's a
you have
police
to.
action.
I wouldn't even call it that. I just call it the northern incident, right? You guys come down, kick over some stuff. Oh, okay, the region's glassed. But the point I wanted to go back to is what you were talking about, ops tempo. So a lot of whenever we were saying who was mad about the war ending, right? Reavers and a lot of your line members get frustrated. It's like, well, we're winning. Why would we stop? But a lot of the strain when it comes to fighting these campaigns is literally your FC team and your leadership. These are the guys that have to alarm clock for
Right,
these ops
correct.
because otherwise no one will form the fleets. You guys will feed out your ass. Now when I say you guys, it's whoever is fighting. It's not one group or another. But
I understand.
but whenever you're that's what we're kind of relegated to now when it comes to the current game mechanics and burning regions they're fighting. Because so it's not like back in the day. It's like, oh, I like this region. They have R64s. Let's go through 2 timers of posses and move on with our lives. Here you're dedicated to what, at least a week-long timer for some citadels, and assuming they're not in low power. And the burnout rate on FCs, I can only imagine, is getting up there.
Well, and the burnout for FCs, I've seen it before. I mean, go all the way back to the Fountain War, like Laz. The Fountain War burned Laz out. Like after the Fountain War, Laz kind of just like he still played, but like he was kind of like
Laz, Villy, those people from
yeah,
another
Laz
culture.
and Villy, and even who was that one guy that was running all the bomber fleets, and he kind of came up.
K-Color.
No, not
No.
Key Color. No. He's like the,
Well,
the
Boat
cat
was.
guy. He was almost
Jay
like a.
Amazingness?
He was like a
Wait,
secondary
Asher?
boat.
Relieved from duty.
He was almost like a
Asher?
boat version 2.0 because he like did story time like Boat did on fleets.
His name started with an R. No,
Lyrus
no,
Nairn.
but he's
Yeah.
also
Okay. Yeah.
Regolith.
Regolith.
No, Lyrus Nairn. Lyrus
Was it
Nairn is what I'm
Regolith?
thinking of.
Okay.
Lyrus
Regolith
Nairn
was the-
disappeared
was the
for a little
number
while,
three,
and then he
like,
eventually
main
came
fleet
back.
guy.
But I'm just saying, like, yeah, like the when you get your
Wait,
main
man,
FCs,
where the fuck is Regolith?
when you get your main FCs burning out.
I'm doing a shot, by the way.
Oh,
for Regolith.
Regolith.
You know what?
Regolin.
I was
Wasn't it
thinking
Regolin?
the number 3 fleet.
Regolin
That
was
cool.
the
Yeah.
old Goon FC.
Yeah. Well, he was in the Fountain War, and he was also another one. Because Lyrus Nairn was like a new FC up and coming. He was like a junior FC, ran all those fleets, and then he became a main block FC after that. But Laz and Regolin were both big major FCs
Regolith.
in that war, and they both kind of after that war got burnt out and mostly disappeared. So you don't want to have your main the FCs that drive all your players. Like, yeah, I like this FC. I want to get in their fleets. If they burn out, it's like people are like, I don't know that guy. I don't know if I want to get in that fleet.
But
I
the
mean, not
burning
everyone
out
does that,
happens-
but there
I
are
think the
people that are
burnout
kind of
happens-
in that mindset. They're like,
I think
want
the
to find
burnout
FCs I
happens
like.
more often when you're not getting the good fights. When you're getting good fights and you can take, like, I feel bad for Pando. Pando has taken out a number of fleets in the last 2 or 3 days. I said like the last week, where we've had
Did
good
you
targets.
catch the dirt
good-
risk?
I did.
You
Where
caught the
guys-
dirt?
I caught the dirt. Where we have good ideas, good intel, ready to go out there, think we're going to get a fight. We see hostiles forming, and then they stand down, and there's no fight.
Dude, how
And
bad
at
is
some
it? We couldn't
point-
even be killed Yarn B today.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like at some point, you do that enough times,
Like, I'm ready to
and that's
go.
why I hate the fucking
I'm
blue
ready
balls.
to fucking leave. We couldn't even kill Bjorn B today. Cracks are
Right.
forming.
We had to kill the dreads that killed
Cracks are
BRB.
forming.
But it's like it drives me crazy because I feel like it's bad for the game when we play these, blue ball dawn dock type games, and that's one of the reasons why I was I got a lot of crap from a lot of the Init guys who were really mad they wanted to keep fighting in the north. But I was of the opinion at the time, I don't want to over farm these guys. I want them to grow back so we can go back and fight them again if we want. And if we kill these guys and blow them up, then they're going to go away, and half these guys are going to quit, and we're going to lose the content.
I mean, to be fair though,
Now,
like
that
Eve's at a
worries me.
point. Eve's at a point where like no one really wants to see a group leave. Like I remember back when like Pizza died, and like a couple other groups died too. People were like, "Wow, this sucks for the game." They weren't like mad or happy because like an enemy was leaving. They were like, "This sucks for the game." These guys, create a lot of content. They did a lot of shit in the game. They were healthy for the game and the game mechanics, and they left because their play style wasn't effective or leadership left or whatever fucking reason. And I think I don't know if I'm biased or not biased, but like I don't ever really want to see any group leave the game. Like I don't care who I fly with or who I fly against. Like people quitting just sucks.
Aren't you biased though?
I mean, everyone's biased.
Not when
right?
it comes
But,
to the
like,
health
I'm
of the
like you
game,
can
though.
generally associate
there's some
with
people that's okay
northern
they leave.
or
No,
northwestern.
just because I
or-
fly with PL suddenly doesn't mean I am aligned with PL. Like I'll shit talk PL all fucking day long.
And I'm not gonna fucking lie. Look, all you people out there that have ever watched this show since the fucking beginning of fucking time, okay, not since 2011 or whatever, okay, because I was like fighting them back then, but like since at least 2013 when I joined, my corporation joined fucking TNT, we have always tried to keep this shit fucking straight based on the game. Okay, based literally on the fucking game. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, this shit is broken as fuck, and it is not because of one of these alliances or coalitions out there. It is because the game
mechanics
is broken as fuck.
So
And-
it's a product of the
And God damn it, we need to have a revolution.
I mean, you got to really put a whole
So
lot
now
of
who are
faith
you
in.
gonna vote for on Monday?
Vote Blazing, vote Dunk.
Because none of them are fucking revolutionaries.
Whoa there.
Literally not one of them.
Matterall is.
No, he's
Gold
not.
ammo.
Oh.
He literally
Bringing in that
is
gold
not.
ammo?
He's not the fucking Che Guevara that he thinks he is.
He's got the
How would
same
you-
mustache.
So what's your criteria for a
Look at
revolutionary then?
I bet he's got a berry.
You've got to have a bunch of goddamn people on the CSM that actually look at the fucking ecology of this game and like spout it out to CSM. And if you don't do something about this, we're taking it to the people.
You know what I want to see come out of the war in the north?
We may actually be in need of right now. We may actually be in need of right now, like a CSM 6 Matani fucking moment. It is no longer. It is no longer about Monocle Gate. It is about
Brisk.
Brisk, are you talking to us?
Your fucking game.
I am not talking to you guys. I'm talking to other people. Shut up.
Okay.
Fix your fucking game.
Running his other show.
Rally the goddamn community.
Dirk, can I
actually put them in the fucking fear they should be if they think they have a world simulator that has gone wrong.
Can I propose like a counter argument to that? Kind of like devil's advocate / my hopeful
optimism.
Don't be
a devil's advocate. Be an actual fucking advocate.
Well, no. So I will say, right now, this war that's happening, like people are like, oh, there's no one fighting, like it's shit. Like I made that argument. We've all made that argument, etc. But at the same time, like I'm also extremely impressed where two different groups with two different objectives are actually able to quote unquote both win the war or win whatever goalposts they want or actually have fun with whatever the fuck they're doing while like both simultaneously actually doing that, right? So Imperium's glassing the North and they're having an absolute blast doing it. They love it. That's what motivates their members. Whereas the opposite, PanFam's going and just like hyper dunking fucking Care Bears and they love it. They're like, fuck yeah, this is what I want in EVE. This is what I want to do. And like to me, like solo PvP or Logi Pilot, whatever the fuck you want to call me, like I'm actually kind of impressed. I'm like, okay, these two different groups have two different ideas of what the fuck is going on, but they're both having fun. Like you have thousands upon thousands of members, right? And they're like, yeah, like whatever the fuck, like we're gonna spin our narrative, we're gonna argue X, Y, or Z, and like sometimes it's kind of cringy, but at the same time, they're both having fun. Like, how can you hate on it? Like, how can you have two sides of a war that technically one should be losing, one should be winning, but in their minds, everyone is winning. And like, I'm like honestly kind of impressed with that.
I don't think anybody's winning. If I may.
You think they're both losing?
Yes, I do.
Fuck off, like.
Yeah.
Crushing my dreams, Blazing Bunny.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
it's not enough propaganda for a start.
Yeah, we need more propaganda.
Where's the propaganda?
Honestly, the entire fucking Casino War B was so filled with way more propaganda than actual.
Look at Fountain. It was amazing.
Fountain was actually balanced with the fights that were happening. I was fucking there.
I love Fountain.
It was balanced with that shit. Like where's Casino War B moved on to a new era where the propaganda was actually bigger than the war itself.
Yeah, the propaganda is the fun part. Actually, now the only piece of the funny, like I like the funny propaganda.
Like the shit like you do.
I like the
you
funny
remember
propaganda.
back in the days when you get these like awesome, back in the day it was 1080p, but these really well-made videos. I remember whenever I was in Goons in 2011 and 12, we invaded Delve and evicted like AAA or whoever else lived there that I don't care about with Test and PL. And the Test video going into that war was phenomenal. But now you just don't get shit like that anymore because there's...
We haven't had a lot of good propaganda this war yet so far.
Yeah.
The best one I saw
by the way, -1 Fortizar in Pure Blood.
And you know what? Dunk,
you guys
I love you.
Forgot
I love
Fortizar
you.
in Pure Blood?
I'm not gonna fucking lie.
We just killed
you were
somebody
somewhere around my number fucking 1.5 or 1 or maybe 2. Okay, on Monday when the CSM election like actually begins, for all you people who are wondering when it begins. But yes, we have been arguing about these things for years, Dunk, because we have seen the fucking slippery slope, not the slippery slope argument, but the literal slippery slope of where this shit was going for years.
Yeah.
Like, this is not new. We have seen this fucking go down. Okay? And the question is this: do you actually want it to become Serenity?
So,
I don't think anybody
wants. I fucking don't.
No.
I don't give a shit if you're on the fucking cool side of Serenity or not. You should not want it to actually happen like this.
No. So, I want to since we're talking about the CSM, I'm not going to do a plug for my own campaign because that's really, really jaded.
I'll do it. Vote Blazing.
So
Blazing for CSM.
So what I do want to say,
No,
right,
I'm
is
jaded.
everybody who's in the sound of my voice, and I hope you guys pass this on to your friends, really need to think about where you want the game to go from now on, right? Because this is a council of people, and it's really
Are you going to run against Killer B right now? Is that what you're going to tell me?
No, well, I technically am, sort of. I mean, we're all running against each other.
Are you?
Yes. I mean,
like, do you have a different
Cracks are
opinion
forming.
against him that like you want to like say?
I can say, can I want to get on my soapbox before I start trying to pitch my own stuff. So I want to say you guys need to vote. Everybody within the sound of my voice needs to vote for the people they want to change the game in the direction they think it should go, right? So you need to vote. Period. End of discussion. I don't care. Well, right, but you need the right people to advocate for the health of the game. Right. So all the guys that I see on Reddit and on Discord and on Twitch chat, I've seen it twice. The CSM matters in its own way. It may not be the way you want it to, but it matters. So don't waste your the only wasted votes are the ones you don't cast. So whether or not you put my name down, or Aerith, or Villy, or Omeka, or Matthew Dust, by the way, he's a bro. Like all those guys, whoever you vote for, just fucking vote for somebody. So you can say that, this is something that matters. So maybe the CCP, the guys who are, meeting with the devs, or the devs meeting with the CSM rather, take it seriously. Take what these guys have to say seriously, so it actually makes a difference. Otherwise, what you see now is the future. We're in the farming simulator, and if you don't want to see it get any worse, you need the right people to advocate for the health of the game.
Hold on. Here's the thing. We saw how shit fucking worked out over in the Serenity server. We literally fucking saw it, okay? And I'm gonna throw something out there, and I didn't actually think about it until I typed it. The Gurgoon don't have another server to run to. You don't have some other bitch ass place that you can front your fucking ass up into and run to. This is it. You either fucking either coalesce and fight against what you think to be the fucking adversary that you have, or you got no place else to fucking run. Some other fucking video game, maybe.
Yeah.
Is that what you really want, though? Right? Is that what anybody really wants?
Is that actually what people in Goons want? I don't believe that. I don't believe
that.
That
goes back to my point.
Nobody wants a game to die. We don't want a game to turn into
Nobody
farming
wants
simulator.
anyone to quit this game. Nobody wants anyone to leave. That maybe had been the objective at the beginning, but no, I don't think nowadays anyone's
farming simulator. I play farming simulator, but farming simulator
of uninstalling
is farming simulator because it's meant to be farming simulator. Eve is not meant to be farming simulator.
Yes, Dunk. You have to actually come into comms and explain it, because there's gonna come a point where I can't read it, motherfucker.
Yeah, Dunk.
Dirk, get back on camera, you whore.
I think Dunk, you know the details.
What is Dunk? What is Dunk complaining about? What are we now to?
Because I called him for something he said earlier, and
I missed it. I must have missed it.
All right.
Well, I don't know.
We got Dunk. We got Dunk.
All right, now Dunk, tell us.
Dunk, enlighten us.
What are we doing wrong?
Oh my god, he doesn't have a push to talk on TeamSpeak.
No, he does. I think he does.
That's fine.
Nope.
Can you
Dunk,
requirement
set your mic right, because you're lighting up, but we don't hear you.
All right, that's all the time we have. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Show's over.
All right. How about now?
No!
There we go. Okay. There we go. Dunk,
yes, we can.
All right. Go for it.
But you have to yell out loud like you were on this show from the beginning.
And angry and drunk.
Like you're angry and drunk. Exactly.
Music too loud.
Sounds just like the show.
All right, I'm going to try and explain this calmly and smoothly to you. The thing that people don't like is the big groups forming the, quote, blue donut. That is an organizational behavior of the people playing the games. And unless you have some way you think that the game company, CCP, is going to break up those social groups,
which they're
you
not
are going to have
do,
those,
Omeka, you fucking idiot.
I'm not going there.
As a member of the second largest coalition in the game, how do you plan on doing this as a CSM member?
I'm not planning to break up the social groups.
It's not going to happen.
I think the rage.
We've had our time to fucking talk.
I'm going to finish.
Can we let Dunk finish?
The rage people have against the, quote, blue donut and all of this, these won't fight. These are human dynamic issues. They are not game issues. Right? I don't care how you change the game. If there are 35,000 pilots in the Imperium, they are going to be a dominant, powerful force. And unless you're advocating somehow forcibly breaking up these groups, that the game company is going to do that, I don't see how you think you're going to get some brand new, amazing, everybody's fighting everybody again, imaginary past. And that's what I'm upset with is, we can change the game and try and make the game more fun to more do things. And you might think this is out of balance, or that, or the risk and reward are out of whack, or sovereignty should mean this or it should mean that. You can talk about those things, and I like talking about those things. But when everyone just is Goons, Pan Fam, Legacy, and they're like, why doesn't everybody just stop being friends and fight each other? That's human social dynamics. That's nothing to do with CCP. That's nothing to do with CSM.
1,000% correct.
For just one
no, you can't.
Moment?
Let me.
This is no longer fucking tribal. This is
Bring back
literally every
casinos.
tribe out there needs
Fund
to
the
actually
fucking
band
Blue
fucking
Donut.
together and look CCP in the fucking face and say, you know what? If you want to actually create a video game where conflict happens, you got to stop trying to create a video game where it actually takes on real world, I just want to be safe mentality. Okay?
But the point is,
CSM is
let me say it again one more time.
Dirk, that's absolutely not what the CSM is supposed to do.
CCP is not. CCP is not going to. No, if you want to talk to someone, go talk to the Matani, go talk to Vince, go talk to Villy. Right? That's the people driving the donuts. No. That's exactly
because they're ingrained in the same fucking mentality.
It's not even that they're ingrained in the mentality. Look, the bottom line is you want to provide the things to your people that they want, and one of the things that the folks in these groups want is safety,
healthcare.
Wait,
correct.
What?
They want basic stuff. They want to have areas where they can crab and make money. They want to have areas where they can get PvP content.
The other thing, though, is
correct.
Like,
Maslow's hierarchy.
The game maker should not fucking be making a game to Maslow's fucking lower echelon.
What do you expect is going to look? This game is a real world simulator. I mean, that's what it has always been. You have real politics. You have bad things happen. You have all kinds of conflict.
Together to
that's what it is.
Make ease of life better. The thing though is, okay,
we
so
need to invade Iceland.
It's like you're talking about a breakup of these big groups, but how do you force a breakup of these big groups? Because you might be able to force.
You cannot do it, Drayden. This is the point.
Yeah,
This is why Dunk is smart, and this is why I'm voting for him.
And
the bottom line
what
is,
I was going to
you
say.
You cannot create some kind of bullshit mechanic.
You can't
that's gonna
break
make
them
these
up mechanics because
you can't break them up because there's always going to be outside. I mean, exactly the fact that coalitions exist. Coalitions aren't in the game.
That make it easier for them either.
But there isn't. I mean, look, all alliances are nothing. There's the back end on alliances is almost nil. Coalition wise, there's nothing. It's all stuff that players have come together and put together. You can't break it up. There's no way to break it up. So the guys that are advocating to break it up, or we need to stop this, or we need to do things that's going to make it harder to get rid, that's all bullshit. Those people are feeding you a line of bullshit, and you shouldn't listen to them. Listen to Dunk. Listen to Bunny. Don't listen to those guys who are talking about breaking up the big groups.
Can we play this out? If what you're saying is there's nothing we can do about this, can we play it out a bit fucking longer?
There's nothing you can do about it because there's nothing wrong with it.
Gets along because they hang out at a fucking Eve meet.
Dirk. You do these things and you say, are we going to fucking accept this? And you assume that everyone sees this is exactly the same, whatever imaginary thing you want. And no one fucking agrees on what this is.
Bingo.
Okay?
That I agree with.
You know,
if there are concrete proposals, and there have been proposals in the past, there's been stuff the game has been stuck on, right? Slow Cats fucked up the game, right? So they busted it up after they got enough. Hey, this thing fucks up the game. Right? Now, if we want to talk about what is fucking up the game in the mechanics world that creates situations, as an example, there's a lot of talk about these Sino-jammers make exactly what we're talking about, wars, unfun, non-productive, and something that people simply disengage with, right? We can talk about that, and that's the role of CSM, is to say, hey, these jammers, let's talk about it, right? But if you get into the blue donut, and these guys are all blue, and these people should reset, CCP has nothing to do with that.
It should never be about the blue donut.
The point is
about comprehensive
if you want
ecology reformation.
If you want to talk about the problem, you want to get down to the base of the problem. Here's the base of the problem. There are not enough things that create legitimate conflict in the game and legitimate friction between the groups to make them fight. And if you don't have something to fight over, you're not going to fucking fight. So that's the problem. And when
literally, Hilmar said that in Australia. We fucked up by making everything vanilla.
There needs to be more friction and conflict points.
But like, They actually need to sit there and put a fucking bullet-pointed memo out there going, and this is what we fucking think about that now.
So that's the question you need to ask. The part you need to be driving home to the people in your alliances and coalitions is not why did XYZ alliance coalition whatever break the game. The issue is, what are the game mechanics that are causing this stagnation that we all hate very clearly, over judging by the shouting, and how can we fix it? So the skill, I forgot all about Cynojammers, but Dunk is 100% correct on that. And then skill injectors
are a mechanic. They're a thing. They're like
right.
That
and it's a thing you can fix.
You remember how like people talked about how those were broken when they first came out, and like CSM minutes showed that they were broken, and they're like, "Yo, we don't really like this." You guys remember that? I'm just trying to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I will give to the CSM as well as the EVE community over time is that they have seen how kind of like some of the recommendations that they have made or failed to make over time, have actually played out hardcore because they are the freaking aggregate thought process of the community.
Their job, right? Their job is to filter the shit from CCP and say, no, players will or will not like this.
Or
it's not about
more so,
liking it.
It's about the impact of what it is. It's
not.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah. So that's why you need your competent people in CSM.
You need not a bunch of fucking fanboys standing up there. You need exactly what the CSM was built for, being player fucking advocates. Player advocates, not friends of those bitches.
And they are.
Because it is a world, and I don't give a shit what any of you people think. I'm too fucking ingrained in this shit or what. Okay, it's a goddamn world simulator with a game front end. If you get too hardcore into the game front end, you're gonna like miss the whole goddamn point.
So you're saying don't vote for the judge?
Who do you think is running for CSM, man? We're the people that log in every fucking day. The people on the ballot, whether you like them or not.
Most are.
Almost everyone there is somebody who logs in every day and does shit and talks to a lot of people and sees the issues and has an opinion. Those are the people running for CSM.
Right.
Do you think those people have been there for 6, 5, 4, 3 years?
Yes, vote.
Look, the other thing, I mean, what you guys got to realize, and this is something that it takes a while for you to figure out once you get on the CSM and you talk to these guys. Every idea that we have or we come up with or we bring up or we talk about, CCPR has already heard it. They've already come up with it. They've already talked about it.
It doesn't matter whether they've heard it. It matters whether or not it's getting bashed into their fucking brain.
What needs to
from their subscriber base.
That's the point of the CSM, is to amplify what the issues are right now and to let them know, hey, we got to address this. This needs to be the next thing that you guys work on. This is the kind of thing. We don't have to bring ideas. They have the ideas. We need to bring the issues and say, look, you guys got to fix X, Y, Z. They do that, and you prioritize that stuff for them. That's how you can be an effective CSM member. You don't have to come up with the idea. That's why I laugh when I see Olmeca and the rest of these guys. I have all these ideas, and here are my ideas, and I even did it myself. But the reality is, you don't need to do that because they have all that stuff already. Every single thing you can come up with, they've already come up with.
Hold on.
So all you need to do is make sure that you are out there advocating for what you think the issues are.
They have heard all of this.
They've heard it all 1,000 times. 1,000 times.
Right. But the question is, where is the fucking tip of the spear pointed at any one given time? Okay. And the fact of the matter is we have now reached the level where we're like, you know what? Look, you may actually have to do a top-down look at the ecology of your overall game, not just individual game mechanics, not just balance of this ship versus that ship, but literally, how do you want your world, you gods above this world, to actually fucking interact with itself? It may take
that's
kind of
completely
scope.
Right. That's a completely inactionable, unfocused, undeliverable thing to walk in and say to them.
Yeah.
But you can break it down into actual subsets. Like, you don't have to come in there and just literally say that and be like, boom, I'm done. Give me a coffee.
Right. Well, I think that people react much better to, here's an issue, this is why it's an issue. If we can resolve this issue, here are the benefits of resolving that issue. They
Bingo.
react much better to that than coming in and screaming and throwing a jockstrap on the table and screaming and cursing and standing
Dunk
outside.
is, as always, 10,000% correct.
Yeah.
You do
Are we
not
all
make any
supporting
friends with
Dunk
these
here
guys by
tonight?
walking
Is
in
that
and
what
yelling
we're
at them and
fucking
telling them
doing?
your guys are fucking idiot, you're killing the game. You say
Dunk
that
for
stuff
CSM.
and you turn them off, they don't want to listen to you.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but I'm taking off. Bye.
Yeah, I think we're all
Bye,
going to
Ivy.
be.
See ya,
Here,
Ivy.
Ivy.
Ivy, I have a special suit to wear for Toronto.
Do you?
I do. My
Is it a
wife
banana
has,
suit?
which means it's going to be awesome when I get there.
Fantastic.
Better be a banana suit.
Didn't Jintan wear a banana suit? Is that one of the many suits that Jintan owns?
No,
Jintan's always
If you're talking banana, as in quote marks, what we were talking about earlier, yes, he has got a banana suit.
He doesn't have a banana hammock. I don't even.
I mean,
think
he
he's got
might.
a
Not yet.
banana suit. That being said, Dunk, you said something in Talking in Stations chat earlier. You know,
I'm
like,
back.
well, you said it a number of times when I think you like actually float in while you're getting a cup of coffee and you're like, let me see what they're talking about there. About the
I try and
argument
support
that
my
was happening.
friends when they stream.
Hold on. About the argument that was actually happening, or the discussion that was happening at the time. Look, all this shit is old. None of this shit that we're talking about is new.
Right, but again, you're using this, right? Like, look, I log into the game. I'm loving this industry stuff, this competition, the weirdness of the Triglavian materials and the high-sec people.
Dude, this
tweeting
shit's
out.
Trig shit is so much
But
fun,
you
dude.
can't
Right,
fix it by
it's a
layering
bunch of fun
new
for a bunch
stuff
of
on
people.
top of the broken.
It's a bunch of fun, right? The thing that people are complaining about broken is right now the big hobby horse is the North isn't fighting against Imperium, and so either that's good or bad, and then the Imperiums is having people getting killed in the South, and that's either good or bad, and Legacy and Winterco are fighting, and that's either good or bad, right? And that's what people are like, it's not going the way I want my team to win this way. Like, some
No.
people are complaining about.
Well, half of
Nobody
them
wants to
maybe,
break up,
but-
right? All the people in chat that are like, break up the blue donut, like, well, make your corp first. And then they won't. They'll like make the other guys break up. The other guys are too powerful. Right? So if we can be specific about what we think is fucking broken, then it can be worked on. But when it's just this hand waving, grr, I don't like things, then that's inactionable.
You know what, dude? You know what? I was talking to a couple of guys in Centers about this a couple nights ago. The ability to fight the blob, or fight the, I say the blob, but I mean most people are the blob nowadays. The ability to fight the many with the few, those opportunities have kind of gone away because of, it could be any number of things, but like, you watch the old videos and you hear the old stories of I took 70 guys into 280 and we won because I used RFC used superior tactics and transversal and stuff like that. And if you wanted to talk about why my side, I'll just say in this instance, why the PanFam group isn't winning. Well, I mean, right now we're fighting on pretty not even footing, but we have to fight the same war, right? So one of the mechanics you could talk about trying to fix is the ability to fight the few with the many. Other way around.
Why don't you fix the mechanic of play the battlefield that you're on? And the battlefield that you're on actually began before the battlefield actually showed up at the fucking front door. It was play the game that you're given, and if you got to go out there and mine some fucking rock to do it, like actually get into that. The other side did that.
Does mining rock get you into a battlefield?
Oh, wait.
Are you
I
telling
know where
people to
Dirk's
play
going
the
with this.
sandbox?
I'm
You're
like,
trying to
I'm on
tell
the
people
same
to play
page
the
as Dirk.
sandbox by your
Together at the
rules?
same time.
Is that what you're saying, Dirk? You wanted people to play the sandbox by your rules?
Hold on.
No, I'm just confirming.
Hold on,
I'm just
hold on,
confirming.
hold on.
Is that what you're saying or no?
You know what?
What Dirk is saying?
Because
Is that what
Dirk
you're
is
saying or no?
What
You
Dirk
want
is
us
saying-
to play the sandbox
what
by
Dirk is
your
saying-
rules or
do
no?
me the
What
favor
Dirk is saying-
of defining what you think a fucking sandbox is, because typically
If I had to
when people
explain a
try to
sandbox to
define
you
a
as a
sandbox,
member
they
of a
also try to
sandbox,
put their own constraints
I
on
should probably not have to do that. If you don't know what a sandbox is by this
Sandbox
point,
is play however you want.
There is no
Go
such
do what
thing
you
as
want.
Exactly.
There's no
That's why I'm
linear.
asking Dirk if he's asking
There's no
other
linear
people to play by
gameplay.
his
There's not.
rules.
There
to
is no such thing as a fucking
Thank you.
sandbox that has no edges to it or no definable thing
That's true.
about how sand is actually in there.
That is true.
Okay.
A
That
sandbox is a
So
non-linear.
you're telling
crutch.
other
That
people how
is
to
a
play your
crutch
sandbox
that
then,
weak
right?
arguments
Yeah.
use
No.
for how I can't just do
No.
what I want.
Anyone
Dirk
can
is
do what the
saying-
fuck they want and
You can do it
If
as
I
long as
may-
you can do what you want. What's allowed in the game, but the thing is, like a linear gameplay is to progress.
That's literally the
to progress
definition of
further,
sandbox.
you have
Dirk's
to
trying
do.
to say no, play
You
by
have
my
to do
rules
this
or
one
you're
thing to
losing.
go further than this.
There
like
are
that's
rules,
linear.
even in a
Sandbox
sandbox.
is
The rules are like don't
Here's everything
take
available,
Concord. Like
do what
that's
you
the
want.
rule. Don't
The-
imitate
so-
CCP
they are
devs.
way
That's
beyond
the
that,
rule.
Rain.
What
They are
Dirk
way
is saying-
beyond
What
that.
are they then?
If
What
that's
Dirk
your
is saying-
understanding
okay,
of what
I'll
a
just fucking
sandbox
talk to
is,
myself.
No, sandbox is
Do it.
literally make your own
What Dirk is
gameplay,
saying is
define
there
your
are
own
edges.
parameters.
Sandbox
to
is
sandbox.
playing how you want
Within the
allowed within the
sandbox, there's a
parameters.
certain way to play
Yeah.
in the sandbox that gets you the maximum result. There's one group
No,
that's
no,
playing to
no.
the maximum result, and there's
No,
one
no,
group
no, no.
that's
That's
playing
not
like
the
it's the
definition of a
sandbox
sandbox.
from
That's not a definition of a
2013.
sandbox.
So ditch
There's
the
one group
sandbox
that's playing
idea,
like
right?
it's a sandbox from 2013, and they're
Let's
using a
stop
rental
pretending-
empire, and they're not using any sort of industrial backbone like the other group is using. If you
That's
use
not
the
the
same
definition of a
model as the other
sandbox.
group was using to play in the same
If you're
sandbox,
using a specific model, it's not a sandbox.
wait,
Sorry.
well, there is.
As a player of sandboxes, I'd like to think I know what a sandbox is, and you guys are just fucking like circle jerking about something else.
So I have
no
a
idea what you're
sandbox
talking
in my
about.
backyard, and there are edges to
I
it.
th-
If
I
my
think
kids
we're-
go
I-
outside
There's
of
an
the
edge,
edge,
right?
they're no
Like-
longer
I
playing
like
in
know
the
you
the
can't
fucking
edge,
take
but
sandbox.
I've also
Concord,
told
right?
you
I think
what
we're
kind of
arguing-
sand is gonna be in there. Now,
Newbies,
do what you want
newbie
with it.
systems,
Hold
right?
on, I think we're
Like
arguing
you
what
can't
the.
imitate a CCP dev, right? Like those are the edges.
I think-
Those are the rules you cannot break. You cannot go beyond the sandbox.
No, we're arguing
But
over
you can do whatever the
sandbox
fuck
compared
you
to
want with
meta.
the sandbox. If you want to build a massive
We're not
sandcastle,
arguing
you can
about-
do that.
we
you
are
want to dig for
literally
treasure,
not even
you can do
arguing
that.
about
If you want to
sandbox
just
versus the
fucking
meta.
like spin around in the sand and just like try and collect rocks or some stupid bullshit, you can do that.
We're
you can do whatever the
talking
fuck you
about
want in the sandbox.
quality of
You
the
have to
sand
you have to do
and
it
what
within
one
the
can
boundaries.
reasonably do with the sand.
That's the meta.
Within the framework.
There's a difference
of the
between
thing,
meta and
holding
there's
the
and
sand
sandbox.
into
That's
You want to talk
what
about
I'm
meta?
saying.
That's a
Sweeping out
completely
into
different
the
conversation.
yard.
That's what I'm saying. If you're talking about what you realistically should be doing compared to what you technically can do, that's metaverse open sandbox.
Like I played plenty of fucking sandboxes.
All these
and like
people
you
that
guys
think
are not
fucking
defining
sandbox
a sandbox.
means whatever in my mind I think I
No,
can
that's not
identify as
sandbox
or
is-
be,
it's
like,
open.
Sandbox is
that should
literally
be a
do
sandbox in a
whatever you
video
want.
game.
Sandbox is
Sandbox is do whatever you want that
what
is
the fuck a
allowed by
sandbox
the
means.
mechanics
I can't
of the
go
game.
into a sandbox and build a
There are
World Trade
still
Center with a
gods in
fucking
a
shovel. I need
sandbox.
other
No.
fucking tools to do it.
Right,
So
right.
you
Go
come
for
in a
it.
sandbox,
If you want to
you're not
build a
using
World
the
Trade
appropriate
Center
tools to
in a
build.
sandbox, you can go
You're not
for it.
playing
If
in
you
the
want to dig for
sandbox.
treasure
That's
in a
what
sandbox,
I'm
you can do
saying
it.
is-
If you want to
Yes, you
collect
can.
rocks or collect shells or something in a sandbox, you can do it. If you want to
Yes, you
sit
can.
there and just kind of like kick the ants and the centipedes that end up in sandboxes, you can do it. Those
You
are
should totally be able
completely
to do
different things, and you should
It
be able to
doesn't
do
mean
all of
that
them.
ants
As
or
long as you're doing them.
centipedes or shells or rocks
They all-
need
they always
to be
end
in
up
a
in
sandbox
sandboxes.
because some people like actually build higher quality sandboxes. But that being said, okay, I understand how sandboxes are built in some other places, but in the sandbox that were built, like that was built here by these individuals, there are still
You mean like
rules
CCP?
somewhere on the outside
Yep,
of the
and I've
sandbox,
quoted those,
and
right?
even within the
Like
sand.
you can't take Concord. You can't tank Concord. No matter
No.
how much you want to, you cannot tank Concord.
That's
you do that,
not
that's an exploit.
true. You can tank it longer
No,
than the
you
guy
are
next to you.
considered
But you
fucking
can't take it
banned
indefinitely.
if
It's
you
not a
exploit
fucking
Concord.
laser beam of death.
You are
can in
you
fact
are
tank it
fucking
longer
banned
than
for
the
an
guy next
exploit
to you.
if you
Longer.
attempt to tank
Do you
Concord.
even understand
If you
Concord?
gank
Do you
newbies in a
even
newbie
Eve?
system, you are considered banned. If you imitate a dev, you are considered banned. Those are the edges of the sandbox, Dirk. If you want to sit here and try
Rain
to
is
argue
right.
with me
Rain
about
is
how
right.
the fuck
Rain is
you
right.
argue like you can tank
break the
Concord,
NDA.
are you fucking kidding me? Did you completely miss that shit in history, Dirk? Come the fuck on. Everyone knows you
How
can't
did
say
you
that.
actually switch
Don't,
over
no,
to
no,
history?
no, no, no. Don't
You
try
just
to argue
literally said,
shit
did you miss that
about
point in history
tanking
right after saying
Concord
something
to
that had
fucking
nothing to
Twitch
do with
chat
it?
who may not know better about how you think you can do that. No, that is an exploit and that's considered bannable. Same with using an ECM burst to get people to
No,
aggress
it
on a
just says you
citadel
have to
to break
die.
their
It
tether.
doesn't say how long you
Exploit
have to die.
banned. No, it is bannable. You are banned if you do it.
What?
No fucking exception.
Rain,
Got a
Rain.
boyfriend that
You know what? I
made
just want to say
his
this about what sandboxes are.
You can't do that shit. Like that's the rules.
I can.
Like
I
CCP
can say
lets you
you're
do
right.
whatever the fuck you want, but there are very explicit
There-
rules,
okay,
and they are
There
very
are not
explicit
explicit
about
rules
what
Right.
to a
is.
sandbox.
Yes, they are.
So
That's
they
the point of a
are.
sandbox.
Here's what's
Hold
happening in
on.
the sandbox right now is one group is building rocket launchers and the other group is asking other people to build the rocket launchers for them, and it's not working out. That's
Okay,
what's happening
so
in the
that's-
sandbox.
that's
That's what
not-
we're
agreed.
fucking
That
arguing
has
We're
about.
nothing to do
gonna
with the
have
edge of the sandbox, though.
Dinosaurs come in here that we can fucking ride.
Hold on.
To make this the sandbox I thought it was gonna be.
Okay, real
because
quick.
I thought that shit. When I fucking subbed that first day, I fucking thought that. I thought dinosaurs could exist here. Why not?
All right,
you should play Ark, though.
Everyone stop. So,
Ark's
is
pretty
this
fun.
not Ark?
Sandboxes are allow you to do whatever you want that is allowed within the construct of the game mechanics. So there
Right.
are always limits, but then
Rain
the meta
doesn't
You
is
can do whatever you want.
So yes, you could do what. It's
Imagine.
not like you have to go with this mission to get to the. It's like here is what you're allowed to do in the game that we've created based on our mechanics. You can do whatever you want within those rule sets. Bam,
But
that's a
here's the thing.
sandbox. But hold on. And then the meta is, if you want to be good and successful, this is what you have to do because the other successful
This
people
is
are
how you
doing
can
this, and
melt
this
the
is the
sand.
most
So
successful
Meta is
model.
different
And so if you
than-
don't follow this, you'll fall
Meta's
behind. If
different.
you follow it, you're going with the meta. That's
And actually-
Metaverse Sandbox, and the
So-
game
It's not
has
even about
both.
melting the sand.
The game has both.
Drayden,
It is about
can I
manipulating.
wanna
Yeah, okay.
follow up on
way
something you
that
said.
People, other,
All right,
you know,
Blazing,
other
go.
people didn't fucking think about it.
So
Sorry,
you said the word successful just now.
Yes.
And a part of this I think we're either forgetting or ignoring is we're all playing in our sandbox, right? You have everybody doing what they want to do, right? You can't really argue with the fact that we're all doing what we want to do because you're still subbed. But we're all trying to accomplish the same thing through different means and then saying that, oh, you know, if we're all playing by the nullsec block rules, right? We're fighting the block war. Right now, Goons, the Imperium, they're doing it. They are doing it better. They're not doing it wrong. They're just doing that rule set better. Obviously, because the numbers are there and the ships are there and the structures are there. You know, if you can't really say that one side is ineffective or one side is ineffective whenever it comes to the sandbox, you just have to look at which game we're playing. If we're all trying to play block null warfare, then whoever said that not building an empire was right. That's not the way to win block null warfare in the year 2019. Period. End of discussion. However, if your goal is to go out and fight internet spaceships, then there's really no rule set telling you what is the best way and what isn't the best way to do that. As long as you're doing that objective, then you're obviously accomplishing your goal.
The one thing that
Can
I
I
will
just
say
say
is that
this
the best
one
way to do
last
that
fucking
always
thing, and I
involves
swear to God, I'll
clicking
fucking
the
walk away.
undock button.
I'll walk away.
Get memed.
Right after I say this last fucking thing.
Market PvP.
Whatever
though.
you think the fucking sand is like in the in the sandbox,
Dirk peed in the sandbox.
you can't.
Why would you pee in the sandbox?
You can't change the consistency of the sand that they poured in unless you glass it.
Let you pee in it.
Mic drop
Why'd you
later,
pee in it?
bitches.
That's not how sandboxes work. It's a glass sand, by the
There
way.
you go.
You have to
He
use a
actually
lightning
left.
bolt.
Dirk peed in the sandbox.
Oh no, he's out.
Yeah,
He did the mic
That was
drop.
amazing.
Okay, the thing is, like, it's actually like we're way past time. Like it's time to go anyway. So that might have been just like that. That was well timed. That was not planned at all. He did actually mic drop. But anyway, there's more to discuss in this. We could discuss in the after show, but we got to get off this channel before we get in trouble. So we're gonna peace out here. We're gonna go to the after show, and I have a feeling that we're gonna keep on the Eve topic. So we'll move it over there.
We're always still friends.
For anybody who doesn't follow over, remember
Fuck you, Brisk.
Monday
Suck
starts
my
voting.
balls,
He's
Brady.
back.
Yeah. Wait. Did Dirk
Undock,
actually
you
drop
lazy
then, or did
pimp
Dirk
fam.
get
No, I
kicked?
did.
I
actually
shot
fucking-
you.
I did a mic drop. I walked off stage.
Okay. I was like, did
He's
someone
back now.
did someone kick Dirk? How dare you?
No, nobody fucking kicked
No.
Dirk.
Okay.
I would say I think he has the
Except Rain that way.
different
Anyway,
rules.
Dirk,
time.
Dirk, we're
First
we're
that
signing
happen
off INN. We're going to the after show, and then we're gonna
All right,
continue
later,
this.
Look,
bitches. I
like-
gotta get another drink.
Like, honestly, look, no matter what side of this, whatever you want to call it, is on, like, we have all got to be on the same side of this is not how conflict in Eve should work.
I love this song, Dunk. Thank you.
I do
Agreed.
too.
Oh, this is a good.
Suck my dick.
Right,
I
and
hear a
free
bunch
me.
of static. Who's that?
We should all want there to not
Is that
be
LB?
one
Is
side
that your
that
static,
buys
LB?
into just
That
playing
that
the
is
game.
your static.
Elvis
Which
Okay.
making himself a
All
margarita.
right, bye. We're going to the after
I
show.
am
Bye.
with the Imperium